One other thing, and I only bring it up because a lot of fans have written in and mentioned that they saw you on the Stern show, and I said no, really, I said to the fans that it was wrong because, like you said, he's like the devil, right?
I didn't know. I had never heard of or seen his show before they asked me to be on it. I did not know that he was such a vulgar television host. You might consider him the King Midas of smut. So after having been on it, I was so shocked and so maltreated.
But you're the one who got him off the air, right?
I don't know. I don't know if there was enough discontent over the years, however long he's been. I don't know if there was enough discontent before I came on. All I know is I just heard by word of mouth that his show was being canceled. If I did have anything to do with that decision, I have received no acknowledgement at all. I have not been given any kind of credit, let alone commendation. If I did inspire anybody to do away with something or to bring up something, I have not been acknowledged accordingly.
All right, well, we don't believe in using dirty words on this show either, and I think it's good that you stand up for yourself like that.
But I'm talking about during this year, there has been a lot more action with the cartoon character Underdog than has been used in a great many years, but I've been left out of most of that action. If I did inspire some action or discontinuation, I have not been credited accordingly.
Oh, okay.
If I did have anything to do with it, I don't know, because I heard it only by word of mouth. I received no correspondence from the circuits in question.
Okay, well, and Suzanne does the block party circuit you've mentioned, and lots of parades, and beyond vaudeville, and no more Howard Stern, right? That's.
Thank goodness.
Enough of him, and because you said they were like drug pushers, making you do shows, right? Like.
That's right.
Oh.
They forced me to do shows against my will, and when I saw that I was surrounded by impurities, I had no way of getting out of the room because I was always strategically placed that I was in the crowds and couldn't find my way out.
Wow, you should have called the police, I think.
I couldn't even get to the phone.
Oh.
There was no way for me to alert anybody so that I could escape.
Oh, boy. All right.
But now, deservedly, you might consider Howard Stern a real-life supervillain. He's been defeated, only I don't know if I had anything to do with it because I haven't been credited accordingly.
Okay. That's Suzanne deserves credit for that. Okay, and do you know about this movie? He said he's making a movie now about superheroes.
No more comment about it, please.
Okay, no more. All right. Now, Suzanne, I'm sorry.
Stuttering John here with Nancy Kerrigan. Nancy, could you say why for us? Nancy? Nancy, have you seen the Jeff Galooly, Tanya Harding video yet? The wedding video? Nancy? Okay. Nancy, have you ever gotten frostbite on your ass? What do you think of Howard Stern, Nancy? Are you a fan? Nancy, do you have a heated bra? Howard Stern. That's a funny question, right? Hey, Nancy, did getting the silver medal lose any endorsements for you? Nancy, any lesbian figure skaters? Any straight male skaters? Keep that. Doesn't want to talk to us. I don't know what it is, Doug. What do you think it is? That open. I don't understand it. All right, Nancy, have a nice day, all right? Nancy, bye-bye.
She rapped.
Hello. It's natural. P-A-B-B-O-O, 1 calorie, taboo. I've got a big smile and a hairy butt, and I got one thing that they don't got. It's natural. For me, it's natural, G. Don't, see, for me. Two hot bumping in the night. There's not even a single guy in sight. They're tight. It's what they like. For them, it's natural. It's natural, see? Ooh, fight homophobia, honey. Oh, stupid idiot. Oh, honey. Oh, hello. Hello. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Oh.
Ew. Ew.
That was brutal.
He's so guilty, we can't free OJ. He's so guilty, we can't free OJ.
Let's string 'em up, 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 hey up, let's string 'em 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 up.
In a jail cell, a tiny jail cell, OJ can't sleep tonight. No white women, he'll use his left hand, and then he'll use his right. On the sidewalk, the bloody sidewalk, the OJ sliced his wife. He was crouching and he'll be slouching with his 12-inch knife. We can't free OJ. We can't free OJ. We know he knifed them, he really sliced them, and we must make him pay. He beat and stalked her as others corked her, though most blacks say no way. Ronald Goldman and Nicole Simpson sleep in the ground tonight. We should beat you, then let dogs eat you, for what you did's not right. We can't free OJ. We can't free OJ. Play it for me. Like a turkey, OJ that turkey carved up his young white wife. Annihilate him, 'cause we all hate him. With glee we'll end his life. He just keeps lying, but no one's buying. His blood was everywhere. Don't let him off, chop his limbs off, set fire to his hair. We can't free OJ. We can't free OJ. We can't free OJ. We can't free OJ. Let's string him up.
Wow.
The views expressed in this parody are not necessarily those of the members of the...
As a movie, talk radio is a massive critical success in the United States. It was inspired by the current bad boy of American radio, Howard Stern, whose show features intense interviews, strange guests, abusive phone calls, and everything else that deregulated radio will bring to this country once we open the sluice. To find out exactly what Howard Stern looks and sounds like, let's go live by satellite to New York. And if our Sinclair 6-inch radio aerial on top of the Empire State Building is in operation, we shall be seeing him right now. Can you hear me, Howard Stern?
Yes, I can hear you. Hey, good morning, everybody. What do you say? Just trying to figure out what to do. Maybe I'm particularly pooped today. Pooped.
It's Monday. Didn't you
Yeah.
get any rest over the weekend?
I got some rest over the weekend, Robin. But I don't know. I stayed up till 9 o'clock. I was all charged up from the big football game. Did you watch the game?
No.
A great game.
Really? Who was playing?
Miami and San Diego.
Yeah.
For a playoff they're in the playoffs,
So Miami won, right?
No, Miami lost in a heartbreaker.
You're kidding.
Could you believe some of the officiating?
Terrible.
Wow.
Worst game I've ever seen.
The most exciting game I've ever seen.
The officials made it exciting?
Yeah, you had to see this. The first weird call of the day was San Diego was out of bounds and was awarded a touchdown.
Really?
I mean, painfully out of bounds.
Right.
How do you do that?
The refs just, I don't know, they were like high or something.
But then later on in the game, the guy was painfully inbounds.
Yeah.
And they said it was no touchdown.
Right.
So it sort of evened out.
That was weird. And then in what had to be the kookiest call of the game, even the guys like commentating and stuff didn't understand what was going on. Nobody understood what was going on. The San Diego quarterback, Humphreys, is that his name?
Yeah.
Humphreys? He throws the ball. And, no, wait, was this Miami?
No.
This was Marino.
Keith Jackson. Are you talking about the guy that was running and just threw the ball?
No, yeah. The guy who caught the ball and then just threw it to the other guy.
That's Keith. Well, there were a couple of weird plays, but Keith Jackson had the ball and he was about to be tackled, and he went to go throw it to another guy and hit the ground. It should have been a fumble.
Right.
San Diego recovered, and the official said it's a dead ball.
Wow.
Well, picture this. Marino throws a pass.
Yeah.
The guy catches it.
Right.
Okay. The guy catches it, and it was a great catch. It was about 30 yards, right?
Yep.
Instead of just holding on to the ball and falling down, he takes the ball and he tries to throw it to another guy.
And he's no quarterback.
No. So it should have been ruled a fumble. It was just obviously a fumble. It was a fumble.
Yeah.
That was the end of it. It was a fumble, and San Diego had recovered.
Mm-hmm.
They blow the whistle. The play is dead. They place the ball 30 yards ahead. They say it was a completed pass, and then the guy threw an illegal pass. So and then called it second down.
And what happened to San Diego recovering the ball?
Nothing. Here's what they did.
Wouldn't it be an interception?
Well, it would have been a fumble with a recovered.
But if he's calling it an illegal pass,
yeah.
If somebody caught it, it would be an interception.
Well, nobody caught it. The guy just picked it up off the ground. But it was a fumble. It wasn't a incomplete pass.
What they did is they gave him first down where he caught the ball, and then penalized him 5 yards for having an illegal pass. So it was like first and 15.
Weird.
Right.
It was very strange.
It was very strange.
And the announcers were befuddled. They were like,
well, everyone was.
They rewrote the rule book yesterday.
But it was a great game, and I felt real bad for Miami.
I know I tuned in about 8 minutes before the game was over, and Miami was ahead.
Yeah, well, what happened is San Diego scored. There was only 40 seconds left in the game. And Miami got the ball, ran threw a couple of plays. They were out almost to the 50-yard line. They had to kick a field goal. The snap was high. Did you read that? The snap was high?
Yeah, that's what they say. It was a 48-yard field goal, but if there was anyone in the league that could have made it, it's that guy.
Yeah, I know. What's his name? Stoyanovich. And he missed the field goal from, how many guys can make a 50-yard field goal? Consistently. It was a great game. So Miami lost by a point.
Wow.
But you know what? What happened to Miami yesterday is exactly what they did to the Jets earlier in the season. The Jets are up, so hell with them. But it was a great game.
I think I was rooting for Miami.
Were you?
Yeah, I just found myself rooting for them because they seem like the underdogs, didn't they?
Well, the whole rap is that Marino's going to go into the Hall of Fame. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and he's never been to the Super Bowl. Or
who's better, Marino or Montana? Montana. Right.
Montana. Yeah. But Marino's got, he's still got 7 or 8 years left in him, they say.
Really? At 35 years old, he's got...
Is he 35 or 32?
No, he's 35. I think he's 35. This is just guy talk. I'm just trying to be a real man. I watch one game and I'm ready for guy talk.
The whole season has passed. You finally watched the game.
The whole season has eluded me.
Did you watch any of the other games?
No, I was working.
You didn't miss a thing. They were all really boring.
Yeah, I know Chicago got blown out by good. Screw Chicago.
San Francisco.
But Chicago lost, didn't they?
Right. Yeah. You said they were blown out by San Francisco.
Yeah, right.
Going
good.
To play Dallas next week.
That's the big game. That's the giant.
That's the real Super Bowl right there.
Right. The two games.
And how much you want to bet that's going to be a blowout game too? It always is.
The two games before the Super Bowl are always the most exciting games. Way more exciting than the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl is usually a blowout.
Right. It's really boring.
Well, anyway, yesterday's football game was real good. There's something real comforting to me to watch a football game. It's kind of communal or something. You feel like you're in touch with a lot of people. I don't know what it is about it.
Well, there are a lot of people watching that.
Yeah, and you feel like you're part of something.
I was just reading about the Super Bowl ads costing $1 million for 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. So you must imagine there are a lot of people with you when you're watching those games.
Yeah. Must be a lot of high-income people watching those Super Bowls.
Or just 10 billion little people with $1 or $2.
Yeah.
that somebody wants to get.
We're going to have to look a lot of commercials of Paul Reiser's head inside a computer. Every minute with that commercial. That's a good computer, though.
Which one is he doing?
Aptiva. It's an IBM thing if people who don't, want to spend too much on a computer. Paul Reiser is the spokesman. IBM wouldn't ask me. After all, I'm actually an IBM user.
You know what else is bugging me? That they say there's just nobody to host the Oscars this year.
I'll do it. Christ, me and Rama can handle that, sure.
But Whoopi and Billy aren't available, and suddenly there's nobody.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought Letterman...
Well, they're negotiating with Letterman. Letterman has shied away from doing it for years. They say the talks are serious, but there's no sure bet that he will do it.
You know who would be great to host the Oscars?
Who?
And I'm being serious now. Jackie the Joke Man Martley. I'm being serious.
Wait.
I would watch that in a minute.
You're right, because you know what I saw Jackie host Friday night?
Yeah.
I saw him hosting the Great American Strip-Off on the Playboy Channel.
Yeah, wasn't he good at that?
That all right?
Hey, if he did that all right, why don't they give him a shot at something big?
If he can handle an audience of 3, why not an audience of 3 billion?
He's proven himself. At least as an audition tape. Hey, everybody, finally, me. I think it'd be a scream.
12 minutes.
12 minutes to get to Jackie.
That would be wild. Just turn it over to Jackie.
Hey, today I'm going to do Song of the Year. I'm going to pick the Song of the Year.
Wonderful. You've decided. You've spent the weekend going over your picks.
Well, I've spent a year going over all my records, and I always think about the Song of the Year as I go through the year.
Is that right? You're always thinking, is this going to make it?
Yeah, and there's I'll name the Album of the Year and the Song of the Year.
Ooh, Album of the Year, too.
Right. That's right. 12 past 6 o'clock here in New York.
You almost sounded credible for a second, like it meant something.
So alert the press, Gary, that I'll be announcing Song of the Year.
As I always do.
Right. All right.
And they ignore it.
No one has yet to pick up on that and write an article that Howard Stern has picked Song of the Year.
One year, he picked the Ramones single, and the Ramones publicity people put out a press release.
Right.
It was ignored.
Yeah, even that was ignored. Well, anyway, call Chauncey. He'll print it out. At least we know he'll cover it. And that rag stepping out. All right, let's take a break, and we'll be back right after these words.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Brother is the way to go. Brother P-Touch. Yeah, I love this thing. Are they still giving away that CD where you get $1 million? Oh, they are. Okay. Hey, listen to this. The Brother P-Touch, everyone knows what that is, but just in case there's one person out there who doesn't. It's actually a label machine. You bring it into your house, and you make labels with it. You make labels with it. Somebody fart?
Not I.
It smells like somebody duded in the room. Maybe it's me.
You don't even know when you're doing it anymore?
No, I didn't fart. Maybe I stink or something.
Oh.
But I usually pretty clean. I didn't shower yesterday. I showered in the morning. I didn't shower last night.
So it's over 24 hours?
Yeah, but I haven't duded since then, so I think I'm pretty clean. If I had, I would have. You know what I'm saying?
No.
If I was a little dirty back there, I would have showered.
Oh, I see.
Otherwise, I'm clean.
Check.
Yeah. Anyway, hey, this label maker is so cool that you can have professional labels. You look really...
Look at you now.
It is a professional label maker for... you could, make labels for your CDs or your... not your CDs, for your...
You want to.
I hate this. You can label your video cassettes, your audio cassettes. Don't leave me alone.
Oh.
She's hiding. All right, look, here's the point. If I told you that Brother has sold over 1 million P-Touches, I don't think you'd be surprised. But to celebrate this remarkable accomplishment, this milestone, Brother is offering a free CD of million-seller hits from the 80s and 90s to everyone who purchases a P-Touch after November 1st, 1994. So, clearly, here we are after November 1st. Dial 1-800-8-BROTHER for more details. 1-800-8-BROTHER.
It's The Howard Stern Show. Here's Howard.
I wish I could play real guitar. Gary Marshall, the film producer, actually got me a Christmas gift, which I was surprised. I mean, that's really good. I must really be important if he'd get me a gift.
It looks like something he went out and got on his own, too.
I wrote him a thank you note that said, gee, I must be really important if you got me a gift.
Thanks.
Thanks
for considering me important.
I wrote, wow.
You didn't call him.
No, I don't want to bug the guy.
It sounds like he really wants to be your friend.
Yeah, well, I don't think he really wants to be my friend.
No?
I think he just wants to acknowledge that, we've been nice to him, but we've been nice to him because he's famous.
Yeah, if he was nobody, we wouldn't be nice.
Yeah, because he directed, Pretty Woman and did all those hit television shows. It's just cool to know him. And he's, really good.
He doesn't have to ingratiate himself to us.
Yeah, most people just treat us like dirt. So, he wrote a nice card and sent me a gift.
Wouldn't you like to know who else gets a gift?
Yeah.
What kind of company are you in?
If I'm getting a gift, that means, hey, Gary, see if you can book Gary Marshall for a phone call for tomorrow so we could find out who else is getting gifts. Because if I'm getting a gift,
I don't know what that list is like.
Yeah, I think Fred Norris must have gotten a gift. I can't be way up high on that list. Because first of all, he got me, this is between you and me. I won't say it to him on the phone. But maybe I will. He got me a totally worthless gift. I mean, I don't really play guitar. I can screw around on the guitar a little bit and play a little bit, but...
You're not a aficionado.
In fact, I was thinking of giving the gift to Fred, actually. Fred, would you have use for that thing?
I might.
What is that?
I didn't really get a close look at it, but it looked like some kind of phase shifter of some sort.
It's a phase shifter for your guitar. It's one of the old MXR. MXR.
Yeah.
Fred said it was sort of a collector's item.
Oh, yeah.
You mean they don't make it anymore?
Nah, absolutely not. A lot of those things, you go into a guitar store now, they charge you, at the time they sold for $80. Nowadays they sell them for like $400, $500 for just a little box.
So you're saying that's like a $500 gift?
It could be.
Wow.
I'm not saying that's what it's worth.
Well, let me write down my questions for Gary Marshall. How much did that cost you?
$500.
Wow, I must be cheap or something because I wouldn't spend $500.
He must be incredibly wealthy.
Yeah. Oh, he is. He's an incredibly wealthy man.
So $500 is like $25
yeah.
to him.
In fact, he should have spent $1,000. Maybe we should call Sam Ash and get an estimate.
There you go. I'd like to know what it costs.
Anybody know what what's it called again?
MXR. You have to get
a what?
It's like an MXR, but I'm not sure what kind of phase shifter it is. It's a specific kind.
Yeah, well, it was in an old box. But the thing is, I'm sure he didn't go out and buy it. He has people who think of cool gifts to get people.
Yeah, but it almost looked like.
But he knows the person to ask.
Maybe it was his.
It wasn't his.
He doesn't look like a jammer.
All right, so we want to ask Sam Ash we want to ask what it costs. We want to ask Gary Marshall who else he got gifts for.
And why? Why did you get a gift?
Yeah, why did I get a gift? It's a totally worthless gift to me, but nevertheless, it's important that I got one.
Well, if you could sell it for $500, it wouldn't be totally worthless.
Can you really see me, though, walking into Sam Ash trying to, sell the thing?
Don't you have people to do that for you?
Yeah, Gary.
Unload your unwanted gift.
Now, I'm even trying, Robin got me a very expensive gift, but I'm still trying to figure out what to do with it.
Oh, see?
I mean, it's like...
you try to do something.
I don't know.
You always screamed about this great garloo.
I was thinking about your gift. What am I supposed to do? Even Jackie's lobsters I could eat. I now have this great garloo. So, when I was a little kid, I loved great garloo. There's no question I loved great garloo. Great garloo was a robot, a green robot that stood about, I don't know, what would you say? It's about 2 feet or something?
18 inches.
18 inches. It was a little robot that could move forward and backward and move its arms. So now I got it. Now I've got it sitting in I had it sitting in the house since Robin gave it to me, and I'm like, well, now what? And she goes, and beautifully, it's in a beautiful box that the Great Garloo originally came in. But I'm an adult. I mean, what am I going to do with this thing? You can't give it to your kids to play with because it's a collector's item. It's got to be worth $500 or something. But what am I supposed to do with this gift? I'm going to send it to Gary Marshall. There's an idea.
That's what you do. You box it up and you send it to Gary Marshall.
I should just get a piece of junk and send it to Gary Marshall.
Let's see what he makes of it.
Yeah. Let's see him do it. Here, play with this. Oh, let's send it to Gary Marshall. That's a great idea.
Now my great Garloo will be bouncing all over the country in the hands of people who won't take care of it.
Use this as much as I use yours.
Yeah. This gift is about as worthless as your gift. An expensive, worthless gift.
I hope you have a place for my junk. I still haven't found a place for yours.
I should just send him an old toaster.
There you go. Broken, like your father-in-law gives you.
It's like a broken old toaster. So anyway, like I'm sitting there looking at this great Garloo, and finally I said, I don't know.
Great Garloo works.
Yeah, but it takes up space. I don't know what to do with it. And really, I'm too old to play with it. You know what I did? I took it and I moved it forward. My kids went wild. They saw it go forward and backward.
That's one of the reasons I bought it for you. I thought you might like to show your kids what you played with as a child.
So do you think I should give it to the kids to play with? Or
no.
So what do I do with it?
It's a keepsake.
So you know what I did? I boxed it up and I sent it to, I have a little storage house. I'm leaving it there.
It's now hidden somewhere.
Yeah, because you don't want it to get broken.
No, I don't. That's true. Did you take the batteries out? Oh, jeez.
I don't think so.
They're going to corrode in there.
Oh, really? All right. Well, I haven't actually said it yet. Corroded batteries. All right, I'll take care of that.
Here, I went to such great lengths.
Yeah, it was like a cool gift, and I went, well, what am I going to do with this thing now that I got it home? Am I going to play with it?
Not a collector, I know.
No. Well, no. I guess not.
Oh, well, back to the drawing board. Give it to me.
What do you give the man who has everything? But, all right, we'll call Gary Marshall tomorrow, find out what that's all about.
Yeah, find out even if he knows what he gave you. Because if he has somebody else do it, he might not even know what you got.
Right.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
So, Gary, what is that thing?
Yeah, it's kind of like me and my wife. My wife's in charge of getting everyone Christmas gifts. Yeah. I don't know what anybody got. What do I know? She's got to go do that. What the hell am I married for? You want to hear my song of the year, or you want to?
Do you want to do it now?
I don't know. What do you think? I mean,
Is that something we ought to say for a more prominent hour? Or?
All right. Okay. So be it. I guess it's too important to do right now. I'll try and contact Elvis later. I'll do that whole thing.
You don't necessarily try to get the people who win these awards on the show.
What awards?
Album of the year and Record of the year.
No, they wouldn't come on the show with us, probably.
I mean, if you told them you were giving them an award, maybe they would.
Well, that's smart. That's a way to get groups to come on the air with us.
Yes.
I'll tell them I'm giving them an award.
Right.
That's a way to get actors on the air with us, too.
Absolutely.
Why don't we give out great acting awards?
We could have our own globes.
Right.
Our Holly Globes.
Right. I think more appropriately, Robin's Globes.
Here we
All right, I'll take some phone calls.
But that's, you tell people, look, we have an award.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't know why we hadn't thought of it before.
Yeah. Hey, Gary.
How do you think these other guys start out?
Get De Niro on the phone. Tell him we have a statue to give him.
Well, he hasn't done anything this year. You want to award him for Frankenstein?
Sure, why not? Hello?
Hey.
Good start to a show. Good morning, everybody. I woke up this morning half dead. In the winter, I can't get out of bed. And I don't
Isn't
even
it
know.
awful?
I don't know why we come in here.
You get that chill and you just want to stay in bed.
Hey.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Howard.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So then what's your problem?
Nothing.
So talk.
Okay. I have a person here who is arguing with me all night that believes that you have cheated on your wife.
Really?
Yes. As a matter of fact, there's two of them here. And I've been sitting here all night arguing with them.
Well, why would you waste your life arguing about something stupid like that?
Do you have a job?
I can't prove to you whether I've cheated on my wife or not.
Well, that was my defense, was that you cannot prove it, but,
I haven't cheated on my wife, period.
I thought maybe these two had some proof.
Yeah.
They're just sitting there arguing?
If there was proof to be had, the Inquirer would have it.
So, okay, so something cheap and meaningless like the Inquirer would actually have something.
I'm not really following this. I'm trying to hang in there with you, but I'm really not following what you're up to. If you're trying to say I cheated on my wife, I'm telling you I didn't.
Well, I'm in your defense here.
Okay, good. What are you high on? Are you smoking?
A little bit of booze here, but
yeah,
one of those nights, you know.
You don't have anything to do today?
No, it's the day off, you know.
I wanted to smoke a joint this weekend. I really got into it. I went to the Nine Inch Nails concert.
Oh, what'd you think?
I think they're incredible. I think that was the best concert I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
really?
I swear to God.
What did they do on stage?
It drove me to the point where I wanted to get high. And I haven't gotten high in... I said to Ralph, where's these... Give me a joint. He goes, well, I didn't think you got high, so I didn't... You idiot. I finally have something to get high over. I want to enhance my experience.
I can't believe you. You were going to give up how many years of not getting high?
I know.
Just to get high for 9 Inch Nails.
But it's not like I stopped getting high. I just stopped getting high because I didn't feel like getting high anymore, but all of a sudden I felt like getting high. There was no reason not to. So I was ready to get high.
You wouldn't allow your children to do it.
No, of course not. They don't know how to handle that.
That's why I thought you did it, because you wanted to be a responsible parent and you didn't want to tell your children.
No, I lie to my kids. I always lie to my kids. I always tell them that I'm better than I really was. I tell them I was a straight A student in school.
Now, see, Howard.
I lie to the kids all the time. Why? I'm afraid I'll screw them up. They're really good kids. Why do you have to tell them the truth? I don't understand people who tell their kids the truth. Like, Dad and I used to have sex in the back of a car when we were 9. You don't tell your kids that.
But wait a minute.
I told them my wife was a virgin when we married, and I was a virgin.
So what happens when they hear you talking about your ex-girlfriends and they read your book and you had sex?
They're not going to read my book.
They will.
No, they're not.
Yes, they will.
Well, how are they going to do that?
They're going to take it down off the shelf one day and read it because they're older.
It's not on the shelf.
Howard, can you hear me?
Listen to this guy. You are so loaded, dude. So, first of all, I go to the Nine Inch Nails concert Friday night, and I got there early because I saw this first group. They were really good.
Who was that?
Was it Marilyn Manson?
No, Marilyn Manson isn't with them anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was, I forget the name of the band, but they were really good, and what was cool about them was that they were a bunch of white guys. But you know how, like, black guys in rap bands have, like, 2 frontmen?
Yeah.
You know, like two... It was 2 white guys sort of singing together. I've never seen that before, where, like, they had 2 equally good frontmen.
Huh.
It was just kind of interesting, and they were good musically. I don't know, it just worked for me.
And you don't remember what their names were?
No, they had like you know what it is? Everybody's got such weird names now. I can't remember them.
Yeah, they don't stick in your mind.
Yeah, but they were real good. And then, what was the name of that band, Ralph? Do you know?
It was a long name. I can't remember, but they were really good.
Oh, so then get out of here.
Did they have the Jim Rose concert?
Well, I'm getting to that. I don't like this guy on the phone. Ralph, get out.
Between Ralph and the guy on the phone, I don't know what to do.
Maybe I could add something to that.
Yeah, but you just came in here to tell me you don't know the name of the band either.
Well, not to that exactly.
But they were really good.
And he takes all that time to sit down so he can get his headphones on and situated to say nothing.
To say nothing. And like, what's with it? He has to get his headphones on. He can't talk into the microphone unless he has his headphones on. Just talk into the microphone, then worry about your headphones. Okay. Stupid retard. Stupid, I swear to God. So dumb, it's unbelievable.
No.
So, and then you go backstage, and there's this whole weird scene. By the way, I want to thank Lance from the Nassau Coliseum, who let me hang backstage.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Is it Pop Will Eat Itself?
Yeah. Pop Will Eat Itself?
Pop Will Eat Itself.
Yeah. That's the name of the band. Do you have the album, John?
No.
Pop Will Eat...
I doubt
Pop Will Eat Yourself?
Itself.
Pop Will Eat Itself.
What does that mean, man?
I don't know.
I thought your name was dumb. Pop Will Eat Itself.
Hey, Howard.
So, yeah.
Are you still going to be doing your movie or not?
Dude, I'm doing a movie, okay? Sunday, I spent the whole day with writing, constant writing. It's unbelievable.
Which one are you going to do your...
Oh, come on. I'm in the middle of talking about a concert, you dickwad.
Oh, now, come on.
Hey, what do you mean, come on?
Now, what are you going to do your movie on?
You.
On acid.
Okay.
I'm really trying to work with you, dude.
Well, I'm trying to...
How come you're trying to have a conversation with a guy who already told you he's drunk?
All right. Anyway, so I get to the concert, and my biggest decision of the night was whether to wear my clear glasses or my sunglasses. You know, I look better in sunglasses, but then, you know, when you're walking around in the dark. I keep tripping and stuff. I'm like a blind man. And I
have to be led around.
Well, I have to hold on to Ralph so I can get like up the stairs and stuff. But I don't want to be seen in my regular glasses because I don't look like cool, you know. And I want to be at a concert.
But in the
you
dark,
almost fell over at one. I almost tripped at one point. Did you see that?
But in the dark, does it make that much difference if your glasses are clear? Because really, nobody can see you that way.
No, but when I'm walking around backstage, I have to look cool, you know.
So you switch.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I don't want to carry my winter coat and everything, so it's like a whole thing, you know what I mean?
Man.
You can't be switching glasses all the time.
That's a little bit too much trouble switching.
Yeah, switching glasses.
All right, so stumble around.
Yeah, I was stumbling around like a blind man. I'm walking around.
Isn't he cool?
You almost crashed into the soundboard.
I know.
Ruin a
Show's
set.
over.
Yeah, that's why the show was temporarily off. So I saw the first band. They were pretty good. And what happened is Lance arranged for us to be in the middle of the Coliseum, right where the soundboard is, so we could watch the show from there.
Oh, up there.
Yeah. Like right in the middle of the floor.
Yeah.
And I usually time it that when the band has its last song, I run back in so no one will see me. But this time the lights came up kind of quick. And I just, you know, the lights were on and everybody saw me. And started screaming my name out and junk. And it gets real embarrassing, you know. So I went backstage, and I'm hanging around, and everybody's, like, super cool back there backstage. You can't figure out why anyone's there.
Yeah, you don't know what they're doing. You don't know if they work or if they're just hanging.
Yeah, and you feel like you're not supposed to be there. And it's like all kinds of weird guys giving each other weird handshakes, and nobody talks, really. It's just like everybody appears to be very high.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are intimidated when they see you.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean, it is a weird scene, but I think when you come into a room, nobody...
No, I disagree with you, because I remember before I got famous, I used to go into rooms like that.
It'd be the
It was the same weird vibe. Everyone's sitting around like cool guys, you know, they all have the latest clothes.
Does anybody say hello?
Not really, no. Nobody. Some people do. Most people act like they don't know who I am. Or maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You can't figure out why anyone's there. It's just weird. I don't know. It's a weird vibe. And maybe because Ralph's with me, there's more bad vibes. I don't know what it is.
Now, are you in the backstage or that other backstage?
Yeah, I'm in the regular backstage where everyone's just milling around.
Yeah.
You know.
And there's people like sitting in the hallway in chairs outside of rooms. And
so then this photographer dude comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, man, you want to meet Trent Reznor? You know, that's the lead singer of Nine Inch Nails."
Did you ask him if Trent wanted to meet you?
What?
Did you ask him if Trent wanted to meet you?
Well, the guy. Well, I'm getting to that. So the guy goes, "You want to meet? You want to take some pictures with Trent Reznor? I'm with the band." I go, "Yeah, sure, I'd be happy to." And then, I'd like to meet the guy. So he goes, "Well, Trent's a real big fan of yours and wants to meet you, but he says hang out after the show, and it takes him about a half hour to come down after a show, and then he'll meet with you." I said, "What?" So what are you talking about? I go, what is he? The show's over around 12:30 at night. I'm going to hang around at 1 o'clock in the morning waiting to meet this guy? I'm a fan, but I'm not downright giddy.
You know what? I have a different schedule.
Yeah, right. I mean, and meanwhile, I'm standing around backstage. There's absolutely nothing to do. Yeah. It's 2 hours before they go on. I'm there early. The guy could have met with me.
What's he doing to get ready?
Yeah, I mean, what is he, sequestered? What is he? What was he on the OJ trial?
Is he meditating?
Yeah, what is he doing? So it's like a goof, It's, if the guy really wanted to meet me, he could have met me right then and there.
Right. If you were somebody he really idolized, he'd have said, "Hey, bring Howard back."
Yeah. So then they have this other group out there. You've seen videotape of them, Jim Rose Circus.
Yeah.
Not you. I'm talking to Rob. Remember those guys who it's not a musical group. It's a bunch of guys who do like a freak show. One guy has his whole face tattooed. His whole body is tattooed. Should I just hang up on this guy? Yeah, why not just hang? I was trying to hang with him, but I can't. See ya.
Howard?
He's just annoying. So the Jim Rose Circus is like
the guy with the tattoos all over his
There's this guy called the Blue Man, and he has his whole body tattooed from toe to head, head to toe, with jigsaw puzzles. And the jigsaw puzzle pieces are filled in with blue. And every time he goes to a new city to perform, he has a different tattoo artist fill in another blue piece. So eventually...
I haven't seen this.
Yeah, so eventually the guy will be all blue. So they call him the Blue Man. And the guy does weird stuff, like he takes his head and sticks it into fire and lights cigarettes and does weird stuff. Okay?
All right.
So they have him and Jim Rose, who does weird stuff like, swallowing razor blades and junk and swords and all kinds of stuff. And then it's like all different freaks. It's almost like a P.T. Barnum thing.
Mm-hmm.
How old am I that I like this stuff? Anyway, so the next guy comes out and he's got big giant metal earrings, like made out of iron, and stuff hanging from his nipples, like big giant rings hanging from his nipples, and he's pierced all over his body. And he takes his nipple rings and hangs irons, like you iron laundry with. He hangs irons off his nipple rings.
No, those are off his ears.
Oh, those are off his ears. What did he hang from his nipples?
Concrete.
Oh, concrete. A concrete block.
A block.
So listen to this. So you think
not
it's
possible.
Yeah, right. So you think it's weird, and you think it's like maybe like it's an illusion or something. All of a sudden, the guy's nipple rings break.
No, he starts swinging.
He's swinging them, and his nipples rip off. Now check this out. This is on stage. Now I'm watching this, and the guy's carrying on his act. I go to Ralph. It looks like he's hurt or something, but you can't tell. So then they
Does
take.
he bleed?
Well, wait a second. It's hard to tell. You're in the audience. So then the guy. Listen to this. So then they take a whole pack of firecrackers. They put it on his chest and light him.
That's the cauterize the bleed.
So I'm thinking that's no big. Yeah, right. I'm thinking that's no big deal. So what? So he lit firecrackers up. These guys probably done it a million times. They know how to do it. They're professionals, right? And then they had like a really cool rubber guy. They call him the Rubber Man, Elastic Man.
Yeah.
And they took a tennis racket. They took out the webbing in the tennis racket. The guy can squeeze. A grown man squeezes through a tennis racket. His whole body. It's pretty amazing stuff. So it was pretty cool opening act.
This was a rock concert.
Yeah, I know. So then I go backstage, and Jim Rose himself comes up and he goes, "Man, we're big fans. I've been listening since Washington. I'm writing a book, and I just dedicated it to you and P.T. Barnum, man, and man." And then all of a sudden I see the nipple guy.
Yeah.
And I look over and I go, "Hey, man, I really enjoyed the show." He goes, "Oh, dude, I'm a big fan, but look, I can't talk right now, man." He goes, "There was a major accident out there." And he picks up his shirt, and his whole nipples are, like, ripped off. And I'm like, dude, I understand why, everyone was like, dude.
What's he going to do for an encore?
So wait a second. Then he goes, "And the firecrackers messed me up tonight." And I look, he had pieces of his flesh blown off his chest. So I said, "I thought you guys were like professionals or something." He goes, "No, we're just, we're idiots. We're just doing this stuff."
When he lifted up his shirt, I almost threw up.
Yeah, well, you didn't see it when I went into their dressing room. So he goes, "Well, dude, I'm just in a lot of, pain right now." And I go, "Hey, go do whatever you have to do." I go, "I see you're in a lot of pain." He goes, "Well, pain can be pleasurable." I went, "Okay." Yeah. So then they brought me back, and we, posed for pictures. And
you posed for pictures with those guys?
Yeah. Even the bleeding guy. Yeah, that's who I posed. Yeah, they had no problem posing for pictures.
They didn't have you waiting.
This guy's nipples and chest have been blown off.
He's lost skin.
Yeah, he's lost skin, and he's like posing for pictures, but Trent Reznor can't.
He didn't need a half an hour to recover.
Yeah, right. So then...
should have been in the hospital.
Ralph knows some strippers or something, and they came backstage. These girls evidently get backstage no matter what.
Well, yes, they have backstage passes.
Yeah. How do they get backstage? Dee Snider couldn't get backstage. How come these girls could?
Their bodies are.
How did they get backstage? Did they get backstage because you took them in?
No, she was just back there.
Oh.
They know how to get back.
Some real good-looking girl, and I just ignored her.
She just works, I'm sure every show she goes to, she just works somebody there and gets in.
Yeah.
Knows people.
Right.
Whatever.
Works the room.
Does people.
She doesn't do people.
I said, whatever.
You're an idiot. Get out of here. Get out. You add nothing to my show. Get out. Imbecile. I was ready to get high after 10 years. You don't even know when to light up. Stupid idiot.
I was gonna, but there were like all these people around, and I just...
It's called a concert, moron.
I know, but I don't want to do that and get you in trouble or something. Like,
right. Yeah, well, it was probably better you didn't.
Somebody sees that.
Yeah, Howard was out of his mind.
Yeah.
And he really would have regretted it later anyway.
Right, I just get paranoid anyway when I smoke.
Oh, that's right. I forgot what you like. You better be glad you didn't have...
Robin has seen me high, because I was trying to describe to Ralph what it's like when I smoke marijuana.
I understand that.
Ask Robin. I get paranoid I was in a car with Robin, just me and her and my wife,
He was driving
and I was
backwards.
paranoid.
He was,
he was driving?
Yes, he was driving, and he was so sure. There wasn't a cop in sight. There wasn't even another car on the road. And Howard just kept saying, the cops are going to stop me. And he was looking behind him.
I've gotten like that, too. It's when you're driving and you're high. But if you're just hanging out, sitting around or something, and...
I don't know.
Something bad always happens.
Yeah, something bad's always happening. And also, you know how I can't figure out what's going on backstage?
Yeah, that would have really
done it.
Yeah, it would have intensified. He would have. You know what he would have done? I'll tell you exactly. He would have gotten high, and then you'd have had to take him home.
Right. We would have had to leave.
Yeah.
We would have had to leave.
That's right.
Dude,
I gotta go because 9 Inch Nails. The show is really weird.
Yeah.
And it's great. You're sitting there, and all of a sudden this giant screen comes down. But it's every group's going to be doing this now. I know it. It's a giant screen comes down, and it's like a clear screen.
Yeah.
And all these weird images while they're playing come on.
So the screen is in front of the stage as opposed to behind it?
Right, and you can see Trent Reznor, the lead singer. You could see him through the screen. And see, all these images the guy looks like God when he's doing it. It's just a real cool stage presentation. It's like it's like stuff is coming out of his head, and it's just really neat to look at, you know? It's a full presentation, and the lighting is cool. Like, whenever there's a certain song that the drums sound like machine guns. It's like, and as it goes, every one of these, a light goes off in your face. So, yeah, big flashes. It looks like you're in Vietnam or something. Without anybody firing on you. What is it, Baba Booey?
I was just going to tell you like a strange Trent Reznor fact.
Yeah.
If your cat died, right? You like your cat, right?
Right.
If your cat died, would you come to work tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. His dog died like 2 weeks ago, and he canceled 3 shows.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's just being cool. That's just trying to be cool. Chicks dig that.
You think so?
Yeah, that's just trying to be cool. That's, everything with him is image. Because, those guys are a lot more posed than you think. Like, you think they're not thinking about what they're doing, but... Like, Trent holds the microphone a certain way the whole time. It's like his muscles are all flexed up.
Like this,
yeah, the microphones are up high, so his muscles are showing him junk.
Right.
And
a lot of girls at that concert?
More than I thought, yeah. It's kind of like, it seems to me like kind of a hardcore scene, that...
Yeah, they're not really hardcore anymore, though.
No.
They used to be.
Yeah.
Like what percentage?
Oh, it's more guys than girls, but... I would say,
out of balance?
I wasn't really checking it out, but there was this girl dancing in front of me and Ralph that was really hot. She was like a hippie.
Oh, yeah, she was
I
hot,
dug her. And then Ralph starts talking to her because I can't do anything about it.
But what does he do? Does he get a number or anything?
No.
No, we were walking.
He's a homo.
We were walking out, and she just said something. I don't know what she was talking about.
I don't know, but I enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
And then I went home right afterwards because I was going to hang around and wait to take pictures with those guys. Who cares? I mean, I would have liked to have met the guy because I think he's real good, but...
Yeah, and a half hour stretches into an hour.
Right, and then I'm standing around like a goofball.
Next thing you know, he decided to go home.
Yeah.
You're standing there.
Yeah, a guy who cancels 3 shows because of his dog isn't really going to sit there and wait for me. Yeah, and then you're embarrassed because you think you're a big star, and then all of a sudden this guy's blowing you off. Who wants to be put in that position? But the show is really good. That guy, you see, that guy's a total artist. Like, it's not just about the music; it's about the whole stage presentation. Everything has been thought out.
The smoke, the lights,
everything. Smoke, the lights. Smoke the lights. Smoke the lights. Smoke the lights. Smoke the lights.
How do you hang around with him?
I don't know. He seems okay when he's not on the show, and then he gets on the show and he acts like a douche. I'm telling you, he's okay when he's not here. I don't know.
That's all I would. If we were talking on the phone, I'd
say like such an idiot here.
I would say the same thing. You're listening too closely.
Like, I spoke to him a lot this weekend, and he seemed cool, but I don't know. He gets on the show, and I even go like, how can I hang around with him? He's an imbecile. He's a total douche. I don't get it.
I'm a douche off the air too. You just don't realize it.
Yeah, you seem normal off the air.
I think when you sit here, you like.
Yeah, I realize how goofy you are. You're just goofy.
But see, you're goofy too. You just don't realize it until you sit down.
Sure.
Come on, you were saying to smoke the lights.
Smoke the lights. Down beyond. And And Ralph is, like, so excited to be with me. Like, he takes advantage of it every 2 seconds. Like,
wow.
Well, we're backstage, and then all of a sudden someone brings us back for a drink. And I'm like, no, I don't want a drink. And Ralph goes, oh, I'll take a drink. And then all of a sudden...
the drink you want.
So I had a drink.
So all of a sudden, like, he's, like, at the complimentary bar. Every, like, 10 minutes we have to stop to get a drink. And he's peeing every 15 seconds, you know, because he's drinking so much.
Does he mosh or anything?
2
while
drinks
he's there,
and 1
jump
pee.
around while he's
Nah.
standing next to you?
He dances a little.
Yeah. That's
not real pretty.
How about that guy at the who was working the
the guy,
soundboard?
you know, we got to stand at the soundboard.
Yeah.
And the guy who works the soundboard, he thinks he's Trent Reznor, the lead singer of Nine Inch
He's
Nails.
in the band.
He was jumping around, jamming. He takes, like Trent Reznor does the thing when he's on stage. He like takes a sip from a water bottle. He takes the water bottle and he chucks it into the audience.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, watching the sound guy, he starts throwing water bottles into the audience, and then he's jumping all around, putting on a whole show.
He stage dived.
Yeah,
He climbed
yeah.
up on the railing and jumped off into
Yeah,
everybody.
I mean, it was just...
And everybody's back was to him. Nobody knew he was coming. And everybody just kind of like...
Because I said, if he's chucking bottles, isn't he hitting people in the back of the head?
Yeah, I said to Ralph, get me a bottle. I want to throw it at some people.
Looked fun.
Yeah, it looked like fun. Like, people just throw bottles into the audience. Like, no, you know, what is the repercussion of that?
This is why I can't go to concerts.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. It really is scary. Concerts are scary now.
Yeah.
Yeah, a fight could break out any second.
I remember I went to see Led Zeppelin in 1980 or something, or 83, so somewhere around there. And, like, somebody threw a firecracker near my head or something. I went, I'm never going to another concert again. Now people are actually killing each other.
Yeah, they just light you on fire.
Yeah, right.
Firecracker.
It's pretty violent. But it was a good show. I liked it. And then, but then the end of the show sucked.
Why?
Because they brought out Adam Ant.
Ooh.
Yeah, Adam Ant. Remember him?
Yeah, where'd they dig him up?
I don't know, but they brought him, 9 Inch Nails brought him out. And it would have been cool if the guy did one song. Guy did 3 songs, and he's like...
His old stuff?
Yeah, I don't know Adam Ant's music from a hole in the wall, but, like, one song was okay. But then, in between songs, he started talking to the audience. Like, he took over the whole stage, like people were there to see him. He forgot that nobody cares about him.
Well, where did 9 Inch Nails go at that point?
Well, they were on stage with him, but they just were his backup band.
Wow.
And
well, I guess they planned it that way.
And that's a real bad ending to a show. I was, like, real high from the show, really loved it, and then all of a sudden I'm watching Adam Ant, and I just said, let's get out of here.
And he didn't look too cool, you know. It's like his hairline's way back here, and he's got the leather pants on.
He had leather pants, and he was a little too large for them. His big fat ass is sticking out. You know, and he's just like, it was like, okay, Adam Ant.
Is Trent really into
Adam Ant? Yeah.
This is one of his mentors?
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind if Adam Ant came out and did a song, but all of a sudden Adam Ant is like not only doing songs, but he's like giving his philosophy on stage.
It's the Adam Ant show also.
Yeah, all of a sudden, and it's like I didn't pay good money to see Adam Ant. Don't leave me with Adam Ant.
You didn't pay anything at all.
Oh, that's true too. There you go.
You deserve anything you get.
Good point. Too sad. Well, but it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
Should have gotten high.
Yeah, well, I was ready to. I was like,
well,
you didn't say anything.
So they have this film going of a dog decomposing backwards. Like, in other words, you see this thing, and it looks like just a wall of like, it almost looks like sheep fur on the ground or something, but it's really maggots. And all of a sudden you start to realize it's like maggots and stuff. And then it starts going backwards, and something starts to like gel together, and all of a sudden it goes backwards, and it's a dog. You realize you were watching a dog decompose.
Is that because Trent's dog died?
Maybe.
That's why he couldn't do the show.
I don't know.
The eyes popped back into it.
Yeah, the eyes popped back into the head.
He's thinking about his dog decaying?
I don't know, but it was pretty weird. But it was good. It made me feel weird.
Now you're making me want to go see a 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, well, I think you should go.
Huh.
I would recommend it. You would like it. It was good.
It's a great show.
Shut up. Get out of here. Come on, please leave. I'm begging you to leave.
Great show.
Great show. Great show.
Great show.
It's a great show because I took you.
Great show.
That's why it was great.
That's a great show when I saw him without you, too.
Yeah, that I got you tickets for. Get out.
Why
Stupid.
did you just say thank you?
Can't say it. Can't bring himself. What is it, Gary?
No, I was just going to tell you how Trent's dog died, because it's sort of a weird story.
How did his dog
I
die?
guess he takes the dog on the road with him.
Yeah.
And, you know, you go to these arenas, and I guess you can go, like, pretty high up. Whatever it was, his dog jumped off some thing at one of the arenas and, like, landed, like, 50 feet down.
So the dog committed suicide?
Yeah.
Dog was depressed. Is my brother-in-law still here?
I think so, yeah.
What's he doing? He's just hanging out in the jock
He just
lounge?
sits in the jock lounge, reads the paper.
My brother-in-law comes into town with me,
He's here?
Well, he's here for the week. Well, here's what the deal is. Want to know the deal?
Sure.
My wife is in a rage these days that I don't take her anywhere because I don't want to go anywhere.
So it's become an issue.
It's become a real issue. So she once laid this whole trip on me how she has to have dates to go to places. I go, why do you need a date? Why don't you just go yourself?
Where's she going?
Well, she got invited to a bar mitzvah. One of my daughter's friends got bar mitzvahed. And she got invited to the bar mitzvah. My wife. Which I don't even know why she... I don't know why my wife's invited in the first place. My wife and me got invited. So I figure I just got invited because I'm famous. Because I hardly know the people. I mean, I know them. They're nice people. They're really nice people. But, you know, we don't get together a lot. But I figure I'm invited because I'm famous. You know, that's what I figure. I don't think anybody would invite me that they never see me all year.
I doubt it. Yeah. I mean, the bar mitzvah is usually for people who know the family.
Yeah, so I figured I got invited because I'm famous. I said to my wife, don't go. They don't really want you to go. They want me to go. So she was, you know, all upset. They want me to go. She sounds a little like Jackie sometimes because she has a hoarse voice.
Yeah.
I don't know why my wife has such a hoarse voice.
She doesn't talk a lot, does she?
I don't know, but my mother-in-law has a hoarse voice, too. They have the same voice. My mother-in-law is always like this, too. It's a whole... And my mother-in-law's like, darling. So, I don't know, my wife always has a hoarse voice. It's like Demi Moore, like Smokey.
It wasn't always like that.
It probably was.
I was just being like that when we first...
I just sobered up after 20 years.
When we first started working together.
It wasn't?
No.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't like that. I can't remember. I don't have any tape of her. Who tapes her? I only have tape of me.
Compare from when she came on the show years ago.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah, you know, we ought to get a real old tape of my wife and see if she talked like that. I don't know, but now she talks like that. You know, I was like... I can understand Jackie having a hoarse voice. He yells in those stupid clubs with those dumb jokes.
And his voice hasn't changed. It's been like that ever since we've known.
Right. So, you know what? Let me take a commercial break, and then I'll tell you all about this.
All right. Don't forget where we are.
Yeah.
I just think I know where it's going, and I can't believe it.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
What? Where do you think it's going?
Your wife didn't fly your brother up here so he can...
Well, wait, I'll tell you in a minute. I'll tell you what's going on. Right after these words.
We'll be back with the Howard Stern Show. Don't go away.
There they are.
Listening to the Howard Stern Show. Once again, Howard Stern.
Yes, Jackie Jokeman Martling. To order Jackie's Wild Comedy CD or cassette, it's $10 plus $3 shipping and handling. Jokeland special, buy two, get one free. Call 1-800-323-KING. Friday night, January 13th at the Treehouse Comedy Club is... Jackie! 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 That's right, Jackie in Norwalk, Connecticut. For filthy jokes and info, call 516-922-WINE. Remember, 516-922-WINE is not a pay service. Right, Jackie Puppet?
Yeah, that's right.
Jackie Puppet is wearing a lei today. He must have just gotten back from Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
Was that a Sandals tour?
No, that wasn't Sandals. I was playing Jolly Joey's. In Maui. Here today. Going to Maui.
All right.
Where's
Jackie.
my bong? Where is it? Where's my paraphernalia?
Very good, Jackie Puppet. Good to hear from you. Yes. Everybody loves
Hey, you know why Polish jokes are so short?
Why what?
Polish jokes are so short.
Why are Polish jokes so short?
So moolies can understand them.
All right. There he is, Jackie Puppet.
Bringing all the races together.
I was watching Jackie Puppet on the E! Show. I was thinking we should put like a black screen in front of Billy. Like a puppet stage. Like just put a black curtain.
Yeah.
Billy's scarier than the puppet.
Yeah, he is. Billy, you know, like maybe like an area where you can actually work your puppet. I don't know. Forget it. It might be too complicated.
A staging area.
Yeah. I don't want to stare at Billy during the show. That's all right.
All these screens.
Witness protection.
Thank you. All right. It's very distracting. So, I never really listen to the commercials when we go away for commercial break, but Pete Fornatel's promo was very strange.
I didn't hear it this time. Sometimes I do listen in.
Pete's the disc jockey here in New York who comes on after us, and it was like, and all he ever talks about is the day of the week.
Yeah?
Well, a lot of times he goes, well, we just got through another weekend, and, or, hey, today's was unbelievable. He went, he says, don't look now, but it's the second Monday of the new year already.
Oh, like time's flying?
Here, play that.
Hi, everybody. Don't look now, but it's already the second Monday of 1995, and this one ain't no holiday.
Yeah. He gets wild with that stuff.
Hung up on the days of the week.
Yeah, him and Dave Herman are hung up on the days of the week.
We made it through another weekend.
Yeah.
Life is such a drudgery.
Yeah, I mean, those guys
all you got to look forward to is this music?
I know.
Let's see if we can get through today, which is Monday.
And then tomorrow.
Well, we made it through another Monday.
Like, I've talked to Dave in real life. He never talks about the day of the week.
Is he depressed?
I think so. It's always like, let's see if we can get through another Monday. And it's like, well, yeah, I think
this one isn't even a holiday.
Yeah, what's so hard about getting through Monday? I mean,
I think they're mad because there's only 7 days of the week to talk about. There should be more.
Yeah.
But you know what their big day is? The big day that they really have to work hard. It's Wednesday.
Hump day.
It's the middle of the week. It's hump day. You know, you got to get through it.
I know. Pete's really hung up on Wednesday. It's only Wednesday. Those guys really live.
That means we've only got 2 more days.
Yeah, well, let's see. It's Wednesday, so we got Thursday and Friday.
Let's see if we can see it through together.
Yeah.
Great songs, some games, some tricks.
Yeah, are they having such a bad time in life or is their perception of everybody having such a bad time in life that they can't get through a Wednesday?
If I was in the hospital dying, I think I'd listen to Easy Listening or something. Keep reminding me that I'm running out of days.
Because for those guys, Fridays are easy because, now we made it.
Right.
Yeah,
Friday's the fun day.
Now we can celebrate.
Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, same order this week. And then Thursday, Friday, then you got Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday.
Here it comes again.
Here we go.
Round and round we go.
In a little circle.
Does he even change them? I mean, really? Why should he if he's just going to do a day of the week day?
Today is Thursday. Just kidding. It's really Monday.
Yeah. And every promo's about the day of the week.
Yeah.
Well, it's Tuesday.
What's Tuesday? Is that a bad
One
day
day away from Wednesday.
Which is hump day, which is really hard to get through, so. It's pretty wild stuff. And I know those guys. They got more on their minds than the day of the week.
You sure?
I think so.
Have you ever talked to Pete?
Or maybe not Pete, but Dave does.
What's he got on his mind?
Just read baseball.
Yeah, he plays baseball on Prodigy. He does a whole bunch of things. He's got a lot of interest. He's got a young wife.
Got some young kids, new house.
Yeah. Talk about that.
For me, quite frankly, once Dave says hello, we're stumped for further conversation.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, I have a hard time talking to Dave, too.
I talk to him at least 10 minutes a day.
What do you talk to him about?
Mostly we talk about the fact that we both moved into new houses, and he asks me if I'm house poor and how much money he's putting into the house.
Oh, like you and Dave are really making the same
Well, we're
amount
not
of
in the
money.
same house, obviously.
Yeah.
Then we talk about the stock market. Then he
Dave's
talks about
house
sports.
poor. Please. Dave's got enough squirreled away.
I guess it's hard when he gets a new house.
Yeah.
Well, we made it through another mortgage. It's 1995.
It's the second Monday of 1995 already.
Don't look now.
Don't look now.
Only 50 more to go.
Yeah. And then we're going to have 1996.
With a full
Do they have hump month?
With a real Monday. That's going to be a Monday. Gary and Dave having financial discussion. That's interesting. Dave trying to somehow say he's as poor as Baba Booey.
Yeah, he's bonding.
Well, they make the same salary except for those extra 3 zeros on Dave's check. Right. So, what was I talking about?
Your brother-in-law.
Oh, yeah. So my wife's, angry that I don't take her anywhere and that I don't want to go to these bar mitzvahs. So she was invited to this bar mitzvah. And it was one of these bar mitzvahs that was a 3-day bar mitzvah. It was it started Saturday morning. Then they had a Saturday afternoon lunch.
So they have the ceremony and then the lunch.
Then you come home and you get into your black tie and you go out Saturday night and have another party till about 3 in the morning, and then the next day they have everyone back at their house.
You're kidding.
Yeah, how do you have a party till 3 in the morning for a 13-year-old kid?
I don't know. It's way out of hand, and it's like, hey, it's cool. I mean, listen.
This sounds like a wedding.
Whatever. So I told my wife right up front, I don't want to go. I said, first of all, I'm just going to be stared at. The only reason I'm being asked, I said, if I was in Howard Stern and I had that much interaction, I don't have any interaction with the family. It's ludicrous to go to the bar mitzvah.
You know the kid?
I mean, I know. No, I don't. I mean, my daughter knows the kid.
Yeah.
That's how they hang out. So my wife goes, well, I want to go to this bar mitzvah. So I said, well,
I can't believe you're having arguments with Jackie the Joke Man at work and at home.
right. So I said, if you want to go to the bar mitzvah, go ahead. She goes, well, I need a date, and I need someone I can go out and be seen with. I said, are you high? I said, I tell you what, I have no problem with you dating. Just let me date. If you're going to the bar mitzvah with a date, then let me go with a date. I'll just take Amy Lynn out Saturday night while you're bar mitzvahing. I said, what do you mean a date? I said, I'm not going to have my wife show up in public with a date. Because she said, well, maybe like Ralph or someone will go with me. I go, first of all, look, I have one friend, Ralph. I hang around with Ralph. So you're going to go take my friend?
He's borrowing.
Now you're using my friend. You're going to ruin that relationship, right? I said, why can't you go yourself? Well, I won't have anyone to dance with. I go, there's a million people there who will dance with you. And, I've gone to bar mitzvahs and weddings with you. You don't dance.
Can you picture Allison dancing with Ralph at a bar mitzvah?
Yeah, right. So I don't want that much involvement with Ralph in my life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll go out with him once in a while, play some cards, but I really don't want him that into my family. So... anyway, she says, well, I'll ask my brother to go with me. I said, okay. So my brother-in-law takes my wife to this stuff.
Oh.
So he comes in, and he ends up going to the bar mitzvah with my wife. My wife actually calls up people and says, can I bring my brother? How weird is that?
But isn't your brother-in-law in Atlanta?
Yeah.
So he flew up to go to the bar mitzvah?
Yeah.
Did you
very
pay for
strange.
that?
No, I don't know. But he claims he's here on business, too. Hey, Bruce, where is Bruce? Bring him in here. I want to find out what's going on.
It's a business expense.
I don't know. He flies for free. Yeah, he owns a travel company or something. He started a travel company when he got out of college. I thought he was on drugs starting that travel company, but he's doing pretty good. He's got like 400 people working for him or something.
You're kidding.
No.
400?
My brother-in-law owns Sunjet. You ever hear of that?
No.
The place that flies to Florida, and he had nothing. I mean, he didn't have a pot to piss in.
400 people.
Hey, what do you own again, Bruce? Don't you own Sunjet? Hey, Bruce, don't you own Sunjet?
No, we just do all the marketing for Sunjet Airlines.
Oh, you do the market? Oh, you told me you own it.
Well, we own it, too.
Do you own it or not?
We don't own the airplanes.
Oh, he talks just like his father in monotone. We don't own the...
This is new.
We don't own the airplanes.
Hi, Robin.
Good morning.
Where's Fred?
Hi, Robin. Where's Fred? You could talk... You could break that monotone.
He can't. It's a family tradition.
Dull squared. Dull times 2. Hi, Howard. I really like Bruce. He's my favorite in-law.
Yeah?
Yeah. I like him a lot.
Thanks.
Because he's not a pain in the ass, and he watches football with me and explains what's going on.
Oh, that's why you watched the game yesterday.
Yeah.
You had Bruce.
I would have missed the whole exciting Miami game. I wouldn't have even known.
Bruce clued you in.
Yeah. That was a great game, wasn't it?
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, we had a good time watching it.
Well, tell how I predicted the outcome.
Yeah, okay, we will in a minute. First, I want to get to the bottom of this.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't hear the beginning part.
The bar mitzvah thing. So, what did Allison... Did you fly in specifically for the bar mitzvah?
No, I have business here this week, so I came in.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
But you were going to come in anyway if Allison asked you to go to bar mitzvah,
Sure.
right?
Well, she calls me, I come in, I do business, I have fun.
So you can always arrange things around it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but he specifically came in because my wife asked him.
Uh-huh.
And the whole thing's ludicrous.
Why? I mean, if she wanted to go...
So just go. What is the big deal? She can't go by herself?
No, you live out there in a world where everybody is coupled off.
No, that's not true. There were people there who came solo.
No. In her circle.
No, I'm telling you.
No, that doesn't mean she knew those people who aren't coupled off. Everybody she knows is a couple.
Our friend Gail, who's divorced, came by herself.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well, then you have a problem.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. First of all, I think it's obnoxious to call up people and say, well, my husband's not coming, but I'm bringing a pinch hitter.
Thanks.
You know?
Why did she have to do that?
I don't know.
She had an invite for herself and you. So
And I don't understand
bring another person.
why she wants to go to these bar mitzvahs, man. I don't get it. There's no bigger drag in the world than going to a bar mitzvah.
She wants somebody to come to hers.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
It's like a reciprocal thing out there.
I don't know.
But this was an audition to see what Emily's would be like.
Yeah, well.
Oh, that's the other thing. She has to preview a bunch.
I don't know, man.
Do.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but I'm not, I don't.
Oh,
I just don't like to go. Yeah, I don't. Listen, I'll go. I like Dr. Lou's daughter got bar mitzvahed. I went to that.
Yeah.
Because I know Dr. Lou. I mean, he's a boyhood friend. But I don't know. My wife's like really. She wants to socialize and stuff, and I'm just not into it.
I thought you had broken her of that. I thought that was
so did I.
last week, but it's cropped up again, huh?
Yeah. And she works on me. She goes, "Yeah, you gotta go." How come you're not hoarse? How come my wife is so hoarse? She's always hoarse when she talks.
I have this voice. Man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Everybody has a weird voice in your family.
I work on this.
Yeah.
But it becomes a big argument?
Well, yeah, it's just weird, It's like she could have spent the night being home with me and we could have watched a movie or something. You know what I mean? But she got this desire to socialize.
Did she do the whole 2 days?
Oh, yeah, she had to go in the morning, and she had to go. And, we have a young baby, and, the baby would like to see its mother every once in a while. You know what I mean? It was like a total goof. And then I had to be involved, and it just was a real mess. My whole weekend gets taken up by this and gets ruined. She has a fantasy there's a world outside my house. Hey, man. Hey, Bruce. Yeah. So you had a good time at the bar mitzvah?
I'm going to talk to him now.
I don't want to know.
Did you have a good time at the bar mitzvah?
Yeah, it was fun. We had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun.
Did you dance with Allison?
I danced with Allison.
Yeah, I danced with Allison.
These parties are unbelievable.
Yes, the parties are unbelievable.
I don't like him.
And I'm going to go to these parties and be the entertainment, be stared at. Hey, there's Howard Stern. Who wants that? What kind of night is that for me? You think my wife would sort of be into not going with me?
Have somebody dance by and say, Baba Booey.
Yeah, right, yeah. Hey, Howard, Baba Booey. Hey, I listen to Imus. All that crap. Who wants to hear all that? Yeah, right.
People say.
You sick bastard.
Yeah, right.
You're a sick bastard.
Hey, Howard, what's the matter, man? Nobody talking to you right now? Hey. Like if someone's not, it's just, I'm totally evaluated. And then, everyone gets up to do the alley cat because everyone's into it and they're all loaded and they're all doing it. And,
right.
And then, here I am, a 6'5" freak doing the alley cat. I'm just not into it. Or a 6'5" freak sitting and not doing the alley cat and sitting by himself.
Conspicuously absent.
Yeah, right. And everyone sees me it's the matter. He can't get up and do the alley cat.
He's too cool for the alley cat.
So, forget it. Who needs it?
The alley.
I don't want to do the alley cat.
I thought those things died.
I figured in our generation the alley cat would have died.
I mean, we were doing that as kids.
Yeah.
Can't we get rid of that already?
500 bad pictures get taken to come back and haunt me. I went to Dr. Lou's, and they were taking pictures of me, and then my wife takes the pictures home and goes, "You look tired. Look at it. Your hair's in your face." And I go, "What is this? What am I doing?"
You were trying to have a family day.
Yeah, right.
You're being evaluated.
Yeah.
Aw.
I don't know, man.
Doesn't seem like your life suits you.
It doesn't. I might not be cut out for all this, Bruce. I'll be honest with you. Don't hold it against me. Your sister and I might be traveling in different directions.
Oh, dear.
I mean, what is this?
Well, what did you expect to happen at this point in your life?
I don't know. I didn't expect it to be like this.
You decided to go out there to live.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who'd you expect to socialize with?
No one. I just figured I'd live and that would be it. I didn't know I had to socialize.
Well, she can't sit out there in the woods all by herself all the time.
I guess.
She's like one of those Willa Cather characters.
So Bruce took her out and trotted her around.
She's like a frontierswoman. You don't want her to see anybody.
Yeah, right. Yeah, just stay home with me. Sit there and stare at me. Worship me.
And do her chores.
She does, of course.
Yeah. I don't think the baby has seen Allison in weeks.
But do you really not... I mean, I don't understand how you don't get, like, this feeling that you want to go with her, if it means that much to her.
No, I don't want to go at all. I have no desire to go.
Not even if she wants to?
No.
You think sometimes that would move you?
I didn't plan well. There's a million chicks out there who want me, and I'm married, and every day I'm in this phone booth-sized room with Fred. That's my life. That's my life.
You poor bastard.
I stare at Fred. Fred's own mother don't want to stare at him. What is it, stuttering John?
Allison's on the left.
All right. Hi, sweetie.
Oh, hi.
Hi, honey.
How are you?
All right.
Listen, Howard.
Uh-oh.
She's really hoarse today.
She
I
is
am
hoarse.
hoarse today.
She's always hoarse.
I am not.
When I married you, were you hoarse?
Stop. You know what? I'm hanging right
No,
now.
don't hang up. Oh, she's so sensitive.
I really don't appreciate it. It's really not nice.
I don't like to go to bar mitzvahs. I'm sorry.
I don't care. I had a great time.
I know
really
you
don't
did.
need you, and I don't care.
Oh, don't be a big shot.
I don't. Well, what am I supposed to do? Pine away that you don't want to go? I have to live my life.
Well, your dancing boy is here, Bruce.
Your buddy, your partner.
Your dancing partner is here.
We had the best time.
Yeah, so she brings her brother to these things.
Oh, good.
Not
So she
always.
shows up to somebody's bar mitzvah with her brother.
Right. Everybody loves Bruce.
Yeah.
They really do. And
You can't blame me for not going, though. It's totally absurd. I mean, it just would be so weird.
well, listen, you have to do what you have to do. And we had a great time.
You have to do what you have to do.
He got requested.
You sense any tension in that voice?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's pissed off at me. I know it. She's pissed off at me because I don't go to bar mitzvahs.
No, I really wouldn't even have fun if you were there.
Well, that's true. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, at least you've learned.
Believe me, I have.
And you wouldn't be able to stay the whole time because he'd be constantly at you.
I know. But we had to leave anyway. Bruce was doing this radio show.
Could you believe it? They had to leave the party because Bruce was doing a radio show in Chicago.
You're kidding.
No, they
it's the
interviewed him.
weirdest thing.
Well, Bruce has a travel business, and he also... What do you do? Tell Robin what you do.
Robin doesn't know.
No. No, I don't.
No.
I've been coming here for 5 years.
Just say what you do. Just say what you do.
Well, we have airlines. We do airline business, and we do sports trips.
Yeah, like if you want to go to the Super Bowl, like he'll arrange like a whole big charter so they get you there in a day and back, you
So
know.
groups can get in touch with him about...
Yeah.
Group sports events.
So they interviewed him about sport. He knows a lot about sports. He was telling me how he could have been a basketball coach.
Oh, I was going to say not a player.
No. But he knows so much he could have been a basketball coach, but he decided to open a travel business.
Oh.
Thanks, Howard.
Well, he went into leisure and recreation and sports, and he combined
Oh,
everything.
who cares?
Keep talking, Allison.
Oh, you can't stand when someone else gets some attention.
No, I don't think the audience cares, quite frankly, what Bruce does. I don't. I'm just trying to sense the mood in the crowd.
Career day here.
Yeah, it's career day.
Oh, my God. Well,
Yeah,
you
so
missed a great time.
Yeah, I'm really upset about it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's breaking my heart I wasn't there.
It doesn't matter. No one cares.
Oh, yeah. You sound like you don't care.
I really don't. I really don't.
Good.
We had a great... Bruce, thank you for going with me.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah. So now she's dating her brother, because I won't let her date anybody else. She's supposed to go on dates.
This is her nightmare. Now she's got to go out with her brother. She finally
my
found a man.
nightmare.
Yeah.
She gets to go out with her brother still.
Right.
No, we had a great time.
Good.
It was really fun. It was a great party.
All right, we heard that.
Okay, good.
All right, how many times can you say it was a great party?
And I'm doing...
And she goes
research.
all day. It was an all-day party.
What is that all
I don't
about?
know. It's just you know what it is? Everybody wants to outdo everyone else.
Yeah.
So
and I guess a lot of people don't have anything else to do if they can hang out that long.
I mean, I think it's like, well, what are you asking of people? Starting at 10 o'clock in the morning till 3 o'clock at night, you're going to have a party?
Well,
and you're running home to change for these different kinds of parties?
Yeah, like we're going to have an informal party in the afternoon, and then you'll come back and have a black tie affair. I mean,
No, it's a
how many parties can you have?
It's a service.
It's a kid having his 13th birthday.
It is. It's a service, and then, some bagels and lox, and then you go home, and then you go back at night for
A full blown-out affair.
Right. Well, we're not doing that.
I'm not doing anything.
You're not coming to that party
Yeah, but
either?
let Bruce go with
Bruce,
you.
will you come to
Yeah, right.
I think Howard will go to that.
All right, very good.
I think so. All right, very good.
What happened to a simple pony ride and a chocolate cake? You know? Hey, Christ.
That used to be a big...
We were figuring out what these people must have spent. They must have dropped $100,000.
Yeah, they're doing... I've heard of people who have, like, holograms as centerpieces of a kid on a spaceship.
Please. And these kids, all they're going to grow up to be axe murderers. They're so in love with themselves. What?
What's the guy's name? Roger, the party?
Yeah, Roger on there?
Yeah, he's on the phone.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Roger, how you doing?
Howard, how you doing?
All right, buddy.
Roger.
Roger's the father of the bar mitzvah boy.
Roger, we had the best time. Thank you so much.
That's great, I know. Howard, we missed you there.
Yeah, I know. Everybody misses me. I'm such a great guy.
You always liked Roger.
I do like Roger. I like Roger a lot. Roger's a nice guy. I mean,
It's not Roger he's trying to avoid.
I'm not trying to avoid Roger. I'm trying to avoid all of Roger's friends and family.
Well, Howard, you got to figure it this way, though. You know, when you have a party like this for your son,
right,
and he wants all these people to be there,
right,
you do the best. I've got one son.
No, admit it was all for your friends, not so much. It's not really a kids' party. It's more for the adults.
Howard, we had 100 kids.
I mean, that's obscene.
Isn't it? But we had 100 kids.
It is. Well, anyway, listen, my wife was there. Thank you for inviting me. You can understand why I don't go to this stuff.
I can understand, but you know, I know it sounds like they're crazy, but believe me, the people come to the parties because they want to share the experience with.
See what
kids.
I missed?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Roger. Thank you very much.
I'll see you soon.
Yes, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye. That's Roger, everyone. Allison?
Gracious host, and
This is also a message to you, Howard.
Right.
You better be a gracious host.
Gracious. All right. Thank you, Allison.
Okay.
Thank you, Bruce. That's my wrap-up of the weekend.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye. But we did watch that incredible Miami game, which was cool.
Yeah. The bar mitzvah was over by then?
Yeah. Unreal.
How does Roger get a phone number to call here?
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
But change the number. I like Roger. He's like one of those Long Island guys that I can actually put up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a nice guy. I haven't seen him in a year, but...
So nice that you couldn't wait to see him.
Not that nice that I have to get together with him. But I actually like him. Yeah. It's a whole scene out there because my kids are friends with these kids, and if I didn't have kids, I could be completely cut off from the world. That's my fantasy.
They're holding you in here.
Yeah, they keep me into reality. I don't know. I hate people.
Oh,
what am I supposed to say? I'm not built to be around other people.
You don't hate people.
What is it then? What would you call it? You know.
It's just when you get around them they annoy you.
Yeah. I like the concept of
That's
people.
Right.
Yeah.
But when they start doing the alley cat, though.
Yeah, that's when I hate humanity.
It's these stupid things like the alley cat.
I like to read about people. I like to watch them on TV.
You even like to see pictures of them at parties.
Yeah.
You just don't like to.
I don't want to be. Yeah, I don't want to be a participant. I don't want to hear what they have to say.
Don't like to have conversations.
No,
with them.
I don't.
No hokey pokey.
Yeah, not into the hokey pokey. I don't know. Is that wrong? I don't like sticking my foot in and then taking it out.
You're a rebel.
Yeah. I just don't want to do that. I don't understand it. I don't understand the fun of putting my foot in and then taking it out.
And then shake it all about.
Yeah, and shaking it all about. I don't want to shake my foot in front of a lot of people.
Is that what it's all
That's right. That's not what it's all about. The song says that's what it's all about, but it's not.
I have never understood. That's what it's all. What is all about?
Yeah, what is it all about? Putting your foot in and putting it out and shaking it all about? That can't be what it's all about.
Secret to life.
Take my foot and put it in your nuts. What is this? All right, very good. I got to take a break. I can't stand it. I'm a disturbed man. That's what it's all about. All right, I got to take a break.
Nobody ever analyzes the lyrics to that song.
That song's a big mistake. All right, why don't I take a break? We'll take some phone calls. We got a lot of various show things to get to. I'm going to be naming the big song of the year.
Yes.
This is where I take the best song of 1994 and I announce it, and then the newspapers go wild because I'm like the Mr. Blackwell of music. I'm still trying to work that into something.
Well, I came up with a new concept today of actually calling whoever it is and seeing if we can't get them to come on and accept the award.
Okay. How much press is actually here for this event?
None.
So far.
You know who is here, Howard?
Who is here?
Mark Harris is here.
What is he doing here?
He wrote a Newt Gingrich song. He's dressed as an Arab sheik. I have no idea why.
Oh, is he?
He's talking about all the surgery that he has coming up.
All right, I'll listen to his Newt Gingrich song, then I'll throw him out.
But I do have to tell you something funny about his song.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Mark only knows one song.
And he keeps changing the lyrics.
All right. We'll bust his balls when we get back. Go ahead.
You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. You're listening to The Howard Stern Show. Once again, Howard Stern.
All right, Bruce, you're out of here. That's my brother-in-law. Go ahead, get out of here. How dare you? Don't shake my hand. Oh, for God's sakes. Waste my time. I like him. Nice guy.
You would have been his friend even if you hadn't married his wife.
Oh, right. Sure. Yeah. I would have spent all weekend with him if he hadn't married my wife. I mean, if I hadn't married my wife. Whoever married my wife. All right, all right, listen, we got a lot of people just stopping by. Let me just say, last Friday night was Stuttering Nina Part 2. Boy, did I get comments on her. Man, did she look unbelievable on television.
Did she?
Oh, man, I watched it. And she is...
She photographed well.
She sure did. Stuttering Nina in the bikini. Oof, did she look good. That E-show. Hubba. All right, Mark Harris, you're in here for 10 minutes, not even. 7 minutes. Get in here quick.
Make the most of them.
He's out there flitting around. I mean, like, I have the most wonderful news.
Now that Martha Ray is dead.
Oh, and the Martha Ray money is going far.
He just like Angie to go get the douche DOS.
What are you wearing?
It's the whole story. Good morning, everybody.
What are you dressed like, a sheik? You're dressed like Lawrence of Arabia.
Well, you were talking about bar mitzvahs this morning. No.
What? But,
and so you took a sheet and put it on your head?
So you mean I talk about bar mitzvahs and you put a sheet on your head? What is wrong with you?
I gotta say,
Lawrence of Fire Island.
He is so happy today.
Oh,
what are you well, Martha Ray is gone.
No.
Oh, come on. You've got all the money.
I've never seen a person so
First
happy
of all,
this morning.
let me give everybody their
No. Wait. Oh, he got us douche DOS. All right, listen to me. Stop with the gifts. This is radio now. Listen to me.
Oh.
I understand you're walking around in a mink that has to be worth a fortune. And
are you wearing Martha Ray's clothes?
Are you? That's the question everyone's been asking you.
See her wardrobe. Why would I?
No. Why would we see her wardrobe? You are wearing her clothing.
No, I'm not. I'm making
Tell the
my
truth
own.
that
I
you
made
now,
that mink.
do you now own Martha Ray's clothing? Tell the truth.
Fatigues. That's what
Excuse
I own.
me.
Fatigues.
Do you now own? She has more than fatigues.
No.
She did not have any minks.
Only the gowns that I made for her.
Oh, so are you now wearing those gowns?
No, they're in storage.
And what about her minks? Where are they?
There's one sable, that's it.
And what are you doing with that? Are you not wearing it?
No, it's in the closet.
Like you?
No, not me. I'm only in kitchen.
Oh, he's out of the closet.
I'm only in kitchen.
No, be honest, Mark.
I am honest. You don't accept it.
And the Martha Ray estate now is yours. You now have the house.
The house is mine. 100%.
All I know, he's walking around with a lot of dough.
I really am. Really?
Yeah.
The will was probated.
Was it?
No.
No.
You know what he does? Everything is on account with him.
Yeah, right.
Boy, charge this.
According to him, he's got nothing.
Right. He never had anything.
No, that's not true.
What have you got?
I never said that.
What have you gotten since Martha Ray's demise?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Since her demise, nothing. From Martha Ray, that is.
Right. From who? I don't know.
From friends.
Other boyfriends.
I just don't see marrying an old biddy unless you're going to get something out of it. And you must have figured a way to get something out of it.
No. Nothing to do with that. Wait a minute. So did you hear about New Year's Eve? Oh, you have the song I recorded.
All right. Now, you've written a new song. Because I don't have a lot of time today, I want to get to it. You've been out there screaming about some new surgery you're getting? Is that true?
Yeah, well, I wasn't screaming. The reporter chose to write everything. Yeah, January 30th.
What are you doing now?
A total facelift. I don't want my money's worth.
Can I
I'm
just say
Jewish,
something?
but just ever so.
You are a young guy. I mean,
He just had
I'm
a
having a
partial
birthday.
facelift.
No, I didn't. I had a redraping of a neck and a liposuction.
Oh, a redraping of a neck. Redraping of a neck.
So, like, now, you know.
He's like Yasser Arafat.
No, you got it. That's not a bad line, but the guy that gave me this, you don't want to say that to, including this.
All right, what do you have? That's a very expensive watch you're wearing.
No, I couldn't believe he gave it.
Show that to the camera.
Where is the camera?
I don't know.
I don't know where the camera is, but I think I need more lighting.
You're dating a guy and he gave you that watch?
No, I should have brought the Arab up with me. No, I got to tell you what happened.
You're dating an Arab?
No, I'm not dating an Arab.
Why did he give you a watch?
It's unbelievable. I have a television show. How do you like that? Yes, and I have an agent tomorrow. And that's why now everything will happen. Anyway, now let me tell you.
Now, why do you have where do you have a television show?
We just finished it, and it goes to NAPTY, January 23rd in Vegas. That's why I'm having surgery.
So in other words, you don't have a television show. You're trying to sell a television show.
I believe this one will sell.
And what is the concept here?
Tasty Travels. It's the first time ever you will tune in around the world, because I've been filming in Germany, France, and everything, and having a few dates. And in their kitchens of the everyday, like the Poor and the Unknown, they do their recipe. I make my corrections on it. So the other day I go.
Are you following the show?
Are you what a Memphis TV show?
Can you imagine him pitching? You know that this will never be seen anywhere.
You think so,
right?
Oh,
I know it.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay,
Why didn't you bring us a pilot?
What is the show?
Bring you a piece of food.
What is the show? What is he talking about?
I can't get it's a cooking show.
Oh, it is. And he goes around cooking?
No, they do.
He goes
Who's
to
they?
somebody's
Whoever
house.
you are in your house. Candid food. Get it? No, it's really good. Okay, it doesn't matter.
What he
really,
does
it doesn't
is
matter.
he finds some old biddy in Italy somewhere, and he goes into her kitchen, and then she cooks something, and he makes corrections.
Better than going on the corner for some pizza.
Oh.
On the recipe, and that's the show.
Richard Simmons looks macho next to him.
You know, recently they've been calling me the beautiful Richard Simmons.
Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. So let me get this straight.
So I go to this house.
What do you call the show?
Now, who produced
Right.
Gay Gourmet?
Gay Gourmet, right.
Who produced this show?
I'm not gay, I'm theatrical.
Who produced this show?
You know him, Rick Turner.
Rick Turner?
3 Ace Awards. You know him because I saw you do your little drum
3
roll.
Ace Awards. I'm up for an Ace Award. That's no credential. Who is Rick Turner?
He's a great guy. Ask Jackie. Oh, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Remember we were in a limo once, and I showed you a cable show I did in New Jersey where the guy does Letterman's act down to the.
Yeah.
That's Rick Turner.
Oh, no.
So he's producing.
Rick Turner told me Letterman's doing his act.
Exactly. That's what he tells everyone. He tells everyone that he was doing it first, and Letterman saw his cable show and ripped it off.
Oh, okay.
So let me tell you about the other day we're in this place.
He's got a television show.
Boy,
you're going to be on cable access.
Literally eat those words, Robin. So Gutenberg, New Jersey. Did you ever hear of it?
All right. So let me hear your song. So you.
Oh, okay. Do that first. Then I'll tell you
and
about
what is this?
Gutenberg.
You're going to get a full facelift.
Yes.
For the TV
and
show.
Why though? I mean, no offense, but I don't understand.
I'm defying the law of gravity. Everything's falling. So I'm picking it up. I'm getting a whole tummy tuck, surface stomach. They're taking.
Can't you go on a diet?
I do. Then they take the fat out of there and they're putting it in my ass. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
A bubble butt. And then they're going to reduce my testicles. So I'm getting a face.
What do you mean? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm very serious.
Reduce your testicles?
Yeah, I'm
Why?
Jews. Too big. At 46 years old, you know, you got.
Wait, you worried about?
Have you ever heard of a testicle?
Has this ever been done? Has this ever let it up and down?
This is the best of the wrap-up show. A recap and behind-the-scenes look with John High and Gary Dell'Abate. The best of the wrap-up show begins now.
Hey, it's Sal Governale, and on Monday's wrap-up show, we discuss my past family life, all the crazy things that I've been through, and we also discuss, could I possibly pull off a Ponzi scheme without my wife knowing? It got pretty crazy, but then, of course, old fart Grandpa Ronnie Mund had to stroll into the room, for lack of a better word, and take over talking about his red carpet shenanigans. Who the fuck would want that old bastard on a red carpet? I don't know. See for yourself.
So, G-Man, Howard was talking today about, Robin, I think, brought up the Ruth Madoff story, and they both said that she was completely unaware of what was going on with her husband, Bernie Madoff, and I guess he brought you in to illustrate how sometimes a wife can be unaware of what's going on with the husband, meaning your mom, and what was going on with your dad.
Right.
Is it difficult for you to talk about those times when you're talking about how you were brought up and dealing with both families?
When I was younger, it was really difficult. I didn't speak to anybody about it. It was more embarrassing that other people made me aware of my father's other lifestyle.
But I find it weird even now. Like, where's your dad now?
He's home now, but he's leaving Well, he just came back from Sicily.
But how long was he there?
For about 6 months.
And so what? But your mom's here, right?
Right.
So what is he doing in Sicily for 6 months?
We don't ask. But
no, really.
He's working on shipping wine in, and he says it's actually coming here. I saw him yesterday. He said it's coming here, I think, on the 11th of November. He has a whole container of wine coming in. So he's getting involved in the wine distributorship business.
Yeah, you gave me a bottle of wine 2 years ago. You go, my father's getting in the wine business, and that's the last I saw of it.
That's the last I saw of it as well. I think my father hooked up with a wine guy. He got a few bottles of wine. He's in the wine business. I certainly hope that's the case, because he's been pressing this wine for the past 2 years, and now this container of wine is supposedly coming in.
Now, do you think most wives are unaware of what their husbands are up to?
No, not most. I don't know. I think it's important to stay on top of your spouse, on top of your husband or wife. You know, I wish I would have in the past a little bit more.
Literally.
Yeah, both. Man, it's important to stay on top of your spouse.
No, but that's not the question.
Our wives,
especially of our parents' generation.
Definitely not. Definitely. I don't think, my mother did her thing. My dad did his thing. He went to work. She stayed at home, took care of the kids and the house, and that was that. A lot of times my dad would come home and go, I have to go to Arizona this weekend. He would just leave for Arizona.
And your mother would never say why?
He'd go to open up a business.
What kind of business? Or did it ever get that far?
I don't think it did a lot of times. We went to Sicily one time. We're driving. I'm in Naples. My dad, we put us all in the car. He goes, we have to go visit my cousins in Sicily. We're driving like for 6 hours. We get on the boat, then we go over the bridge, and we're driving. All of a sudden, he stops. There's this huge rock. He reaches underneath it, pulls out a garbage bag, puts it in the trunk, and keeps going. Nobody in the car says a word. We just know not to. It's just weird like that.
Now, do you think in your relationship, I mean, we've been down the 143 road. I don't want to go there, but do you think, do you make Christine aware of everything that you're doing? I'm not talking about cheating or anything like that, but I mean more like, work stuff or, if you're going away or whatever. Like, does she want to keep tabs on where you are?
In the beginning, I did a lot, but, now I come home and she's like, what happened today at work? And I said, nothing. It's just the same old thing. And she says, why do you get so uptight when I ask you about work? I go, because if I bring something up, we're going to get into an argument and you don't know the whole story. And
But what do you mean? What would you argue about at work?
Well, let's say like my sex life sucks, something like that. And
but I mean, when she says went on to work today, you'd say, oh, we had this comedian on. She used to be on Last Comic Stand, and she's pretty funny. She did the roast. You don't...
Yeah, somewhat, but I'm tired. I don't want to talk. I've been talking all day. I've been working all day.
No, you're just tired of talking to her.
Well, I'm not. Yeah,
but
maybe,
you are.
Maybe a little bit. So, it got to the point because I don't bring up your work anymore because you don't want to talk about it.
And do you say to her, what'd you do all day?
No.
Does she tell you about her day anyway?
Yeah, I do ask her from time to time. We do talk about it. But what am I going to hear? She went to Target. She bought bottled water. She stopped and got her hair done. She was, talking to her girlfriends. It's.
I got to tell you, we sit at the dinner table every night, and it's not like I'm like, the teacher, like, what did you do? What did you do? I'll be like, Lucas, what'd you do today? Oh, school. I go, Mary, what did you do today? She says, I went to the gym and I did this and I did that. And
I do ask the
Jack
questions.
says who was on the show, and that's what you do at dinner, I think.
We do that at dinner. I do ask the questions, but there's really, after being with somebody for close to 20 years, it's pretty much the same monotonous routine. So I always ask, and we certainly share a lot of things together, and we talk about our friends and things that are going on, but I mean,
so the question is, could you pull off a Ponzi scheme with your wife not knowing about it?
No, I couldn't. Not with her. No, she's well aware of my schedule. She does. She puts my schedule together as far as the
well. In this case, it wasn't Bernie Madoff's schedule. He had a regular schedule. It's just what he was doing while he was there.
That's right.
I certainly couldn't pull it off. No. We're certainly in tune and in touch with each other as far as I know.
Hey, Ronnie, I see you over there. Are you doing Good Day LA or what?
I don't know.
Where did this come from?
Munfan Network.
What do you mean? A guy tweeted that, hey, Ronnie should do
this
Good
guy
Day
runs
LA?
a thing called Munfan Network, all promotion about Ronnie Mund.
What does that mean, though? It's like a website?
On Twitter.
Is this officially sanctioned by you, or?
I don't give. Listen, I don't give a shit what he does. He puts shit up all. No, what are you talking about? Money? What are you right away? Everything for money with you. What are you?
The funny thing is,
about?
when Ronnie says he doesn't give a shit, his world, that is officially sanctioned.
Are you okay with it though?
It's so stupid.
Some
of the stuff
do
he
you
puts
follow
up
it?
though. Well, it's on my page, so I see it.
Well, what are some of the other things
some
you think you should do?
Like here's some of the, like I could get on there right now probably because I'm sure he heard that he was mentioned on the show. There'll be like 10 in a row
of what?
Hey, Leonardo DiCaprio, put Ronnie Mund in your next movie. Hey, Donald Trump, make Ronnie Mund the judge at the Miss America pageant.
All right, so he's spreading the word.
Hey, NASCAR. You make Ronnie a grand marshal at your next race. You know, shit like that.
So he said, "Hey, Jillian, put Ronnie on."
Right.
So, in other words, you're not booked at all.
Pretty much booked.
No.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm not booked.
But you are booked to walk the red carpet.
Oh, that's got nothing to do with him.
And what is that? You're walking the red carpet for Fox, you said?
Yeah, for UFC, the launch of UFC on Fox, November 12th.
And they're flying you first class?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Is it because like you have another thing coming up?
Yeah, I got
or
something. I have something
as
going on with them, and the guy who's putting the UFC thing together is also the guy who's
part of
putting
that
my
thing.
thing.
This is cool. Like this is like a soft launch of Ronnie.
Yeah.
Like Ronnie's coming here, but not promoting anything. But just people get to know Ronnie for when he's got his big gig.
Need to be seen on the red carpet. So what's your plan?
As far as what?
You're just going to stroll down? You got to have a game plan going in.
What kind of game plan? I just walk and do the usual me.
Gary, you're a red carpet veteran. What advice can you give Ronnie?
Give me some advice.
Usually when you're on the red carpet, usually they're asking about the show. So just be ready for questions. I always try to figure out how I'm going to handle anything I don't want to talk about.
I'll tell him to fuck
like
off.
when Howard's contract was up, and I went to the McCartney.
I was going to say your plan for the red carpet is to tell him to fuck off.
Well, if I don't like what they're asking me, no, I won't say it. No, I'm only kidding.
Well, that's got to be exciting getting flown out to L.A., walking the red carpet.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm all hyped up about it.
Are you bringing your girlfriend?
No, she can't go. She's got to work.
Don't you think? I can't see Jillian not having him. I know there are two other people and others in the decision-making process.
Oh, then he put up one also that I should be on Jimmy Kimmel. You know, hey Jimmy, he's coming out to L.A. You should put him on the show. You know,
Jimmy could probably work you into a bit, but I don't think he could book you as a guest. Yeah. I think that, believe it or not, Good Day L.A., they have like authors and actors on, and I know Jillian could do 8 minutes with Ronnie in her sleep, but I don't know if she could talk the rest of the people, the producers, into putting you on.
Right. Yeah. Hey.
You got any other plans while you're out there?
I'm going to see some friends. Because mostly I got just one thing going on and then the UFC thing. So I'm getting out there on Thursday, so I'll have some free time and see some friends out there.
Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, it's Gary Dell'Abate. On Tuesday's wrap-up show, we talked to Benji because Benji brought in his new friend, his girl that he's in love with, that wanted to perform. So we talked about how wacky Benji was acting. He couldn't eat breakfast. He hung around all day doing her sound check. Then we all tried to give him advice, and JD even stepped in to give him advice on how not to be a friend to a girl. Here's what happened.
We've got plenty to talk about. Elisa Jordana, we got to finally meet after a lot of hype from Benji, and there's very strong reaction. Some people feel that she's using him. Some people feel that Benji knows this and doesn't care, and everyone thinks he's holding out the banger, except Benji, who says that that's not necessarily the case. But, Gary, it's pretty obvious that that is the case, don't you think? He's just smitten. I mean,
he doesn't see it, and we've all been in that position. But he's like, no, even if, she never sleeps with me, this is somebody I could be around with the rest of my life. But I think we all sort of know in a year she'll be gone. She'll be with the chick he brought to the Christmas party, wherever she ended up. Who is the greatest person ever and really a sweet girl, and we're going to be friends forever.
But will they remain friends? And I asked that because Marianne, who's been calling in all the time lately, his friend Marianne, they're still friends, and Benji's kind of went through this period with her.
I like that Marianne calls in, by the way, because we get nothing out of Benji. So she tells us what's going on, and I love when
book her in the cat suit.
Yeah, well, not only that was funny too, but even like saying how Benji used to always talk to her, Benji wanted to have sex with her, which of course we know because we're men.
Now, and Will, maybe you should come down and talk about this, or Jason. How crazed was Benji leading up to this appearance?
Oh, here's a good one. Doug comes to me, Doug Goodstein from TV, and he says, we order Benji's breakfast every morning. He's never missed breakfast ever. He didn't come in until after she was done to get his breakfast because he was too nervous to eat.
I know Will said that he had sent some notes about her, which makes sense doing the research, but he was
sending out yesterday. He sent out a whole bunch of links to her songs and videos.
Got that. Then he was hanging around here doing her sound check. Then he was walking her around the station. Went on Jenny Hutt's show to promote that she was going to be on this show. Which, again, I said I don't know whether Jenny Hutt has 5 listeners or 5 million. It doesn't matter. He got to throw her in front of a microphone. And that looks really important.
Is the payoff going to be there, though, for him? He got her. He did all that. He got her on Howard's show. She got to play a couple of songs. The interview went well. Will he close?
The thing is, I've been down this road a couple of times, and I'd say, mostly it doesn't work. But every once in a while, you get somebody on an off night. they're vulnerable and maybe had a little bit to drink, and they get to the sort of like, you're a good guy, maybe.
You're saying a fuck of convenience?
Well, they give it a try because they really do like you as a person. And then it's just ugly for everybody. It's just they realize they don't like you. Now they fucked you. How do they get out of your life? It's uncomfortable for all involved.
Now, Will Murray, I saw you trying to research this guest yesterday, and Benji wouldn't leave your side, it seemed, like all afternoon.
I know. Typical Benji. Typical Benji is the one time you actually want to talk to him, he's not here, right?
Oh, I know. We're waiting for him.
Yeah, he's just, he was a pain in the ass with the notes. He had to constantly look over my shoulder, make sure everything was explained the way he wanted it. He was very worried about how she'd be perceived on the show and actually how he would be perceived on the show.
What do you mean by how he would be perceived?
Well, the whole ambient story that she told a little bit today, he didn't want that to seem like he was some kind of like
date rapist?
raper. Yeah, which I think he is a little bit.
So she was going out on the dates, and he was just tagging along, right? With the
and
Ambien
then feeding her drugs before the date as well.
And by the way, Robin brought this up. She said that was like what Nixon used to do. When Nixon met his wife, who wasn't his wife, he met her in college, and he was madly in love with her the way Benji is. And so he used to chauffeur her on her dates, like drive her to her dates, and just figured he'd hang around. Again, this is the whole Al Roker thing. But to me, the vision of Benji 3 tables away on her date is super creepy.
Yeah, the whole thing was bizarre.
Passing out, by the way.
And her too.
Yeah,
because she'd been drugged.
Again, I think we kind of flew past that. I know she's an adult and Benji didn't force anything on her, but the fact that he was recommending she take drugs either before her date or before her appearance on the show is so creepy. And who had the Ambien? Was it just lying around? Like, I don't know. To me, that was a fascinating part of the story. But clearly, they're both crazy, and that's why you can make fun of Benji all you want. But a girl that would let Benji sit 3 tables away while she's on the date is equally as crazy as Benji is for doing it. So I don't know what is going on over there.
So you don't think she's just a happy, fun-loving spirit, and they connected, and they're Skyping, and
there was nothing fun-loving that came off. I mean, she was great. Though I'm not putting her down. She was good on the show, and she was a performer. But no, she didn't come off like a happy, fun-loving person to me at all.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like a traveling party.
Yeah. She seemed kind of like a downer, to be honest.
And and I wouldn't exactly describe her as asexual either.
No, she's very
some of those
sexual.
stories.
No, she's very. I mean, another one of her great lines today was when I told the story about how she went to Rick's, and Ronnie said that she'd been at Rick's a bunch of times, and she goes, "Oh yeah, they have great lobster. Like you can't get lobster anywhere else in New York City but Rick's."
Hi, Benj.
By the way, have you ever had bad lobster?
Exactly.
It's lobster.
By the way, for everyone, we are fully in the vortex. But I think it
we
makes
started
sense
without you
to go
That's
there.
okay. I don't mind.
How did you feel
That's
after?
what he wants.
So she finally came in. We all got to meet her. She got to perform. But I thought I heard you say you felt a little sad after this was all over today.
Yeah, I go back and forth on it. On because like I said on the show, sometimes it's just so much fun to be around her, and sometimes it does get a little sad. So
there was a lot going on.
Plus, I was really tired. Like we didn't get a lot.
But
of sleep
also,
last night.
I mean, to be a little mean, like you might have felt sad because you've now gone to the pinnacle of where she can use you. Meaning you. I mean, where do you go from here?
No, I listen. It's it's been the same way for weeks, and
No, but this was sort of a build-up. I understand where Jason's coming. Like this was a big thing. Like this was the kind of thing where you'd hope after you get on, maybe even not today, maybe tonight. Yeah. She goes, "Wow,
I don't have
this doesn't get you laid."
I don't have any fantasy of that happening now. I listen. I'm fat now. If I met a girl as heavy as me, but had as good-looking face as me, I would say, look, you got to lose weight.
Do you think if you lost that weight, like you're saying, and you're in your ideal shape, do you think that would make a difference? Because it sounded to me like today, it's not going to happen with her.
All right. Well, I actually tweeted this recently. The great thing about being fat is you always have hope.
But do you think
I lose all the weight and there's this?
But do you think it's only a weight thing? That's the only thing between you and her?
I think no. I don't know. I really don't.
Howard asked point blank, "Would you bang Benji?"
Right.
And she didn't say no,
right.
But she gave the if there was a nuclear war kind of like she was giving the excuses.
She gave the being nice answer.
Do you think that would really work?
Well, it seemed like you got the sort of not that good looking but a great personality.
No, I know.
Right?
Like I knew when I pitched that as a hey, to have her on. I was just talking to Greg about this. Like there's 3 things going on. One, did I want to get her on the show and like help my friend out and impress her? Absolutely. Did I want to get her music out there? But I thought the premise of is she saying she's asexual? I knew she might have been just being nice to me, or I thought it was
You wanted
interesting either way.
No,
like,
no,
if she's really asexual, that's interesting.
No, what you really wanted to do was smoke out the truth.
Well,
seriously, I know. I mean,
maybe
you wanted to get put her on the spot to get to the truth to say, is she asexual or is she just not interested in you?
No, but I thought either way it makes it a real interesting
to you, especially.
Yeah. Yeah, but it started to come out in the last couple weeks anyway.
So do you look at her any differently after today?
I'm very impressed by her because I know she's as great as a performer she is, as talented as she is. She's hardly done any like solo radio on herself. Well, solo is herself, but like, and I know she was incredibly nervous. Like I know she's incredibly good, but was also incredibly nervous. So I'm really impressed by her. You know, overcoming her fears and like doing that.
That was another thing that I found really, really interesting. Right from when you pitched her at the meeting, I think she's very talented. But we've had many talented people cross through here.
Right.
I've never seen you so like into it. And you, I mean, like first of all, even when she was playing today, you didn't even know the TV show was doing cutaway shots of you like bopping and like so.
I really do like her music. You know, so
I think you really like her.
We can tell.
Oh, I do. I really like her too, but I really like her music also.
JD, what advice would you have for Benji?
I was also bopping like when Lady Gaga was in. You know,
not like this.
I don't know. I don't even know. Like, if he's okay with them being just friends, then I'll let him do his thing, whatever.
But it seems like he wants.
Hold on. But if he's looking, if he even thinks. He's dreaming of a little something more. I think he should just stop.
Well, no,
because you're really hurting yourself.
I get that, and like you said, like I don't think she will meet someone better than me. I don't think that she'll meet someone better than me.
I had this conversation. with him during the break.
I don't mean better than. I'm saying that will make her happy.
She won't meet.
She'll be happier. Like have better emotional.
She won't meet somebody.
But maybe I'm wrong.
Then why isn't she saying, Benji? You know what? You're the love of my life. We should be together forever, always.
Because I'll never find anything better.
Because she's not at that point, and it might not happen. I agree that, and I might. Like I've said repeatedly, I might say, you know what? It does hurt me too much to see someone I really like this way, but. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
I gotta say,
what happens.
I really like the angle you were taking for like getting her drugged up and then moving forward. So I would suggest, unlike JD, is either get more or better drugs.
All right.
Where do you think this will? Like, it's a year from now. Will you be friends? Will we have never not heard of her for 6 months? Where do you think it'll all be?
I don't know. I could see like I don't know. She's the kind of person I could see. If it doesn't work out, like maybe I like her. I like her a lot. So maybe it's someone I want all my life. And we, so I don't know.
JD, you've been the friend victim, right? With some chicks?
Yeah. Like,
have you remained
sort of recently? And you have to just, it took a little while, but you have to cut the cord.
Yeah,
but if people.
Because it'll kill you.
But JD,
like, I went through some major anxiety over someone, and it's just like, ugh. It wasn't even worth it.
But when people were telling you, you know what, it ain't gonna happen. It's time to move on. You wouldn't listen.
Kinda. There were always the thoughts of maybe there's a chance, but then
JD, first of all, I think every guy has gone through this, and I'm assuming you're talking about. I can't remember. It started with A. Ash.
No.
It was
somebody you
else?
don't even know.
Okay,
Ashley
right,
Madison.
Cool. You know her? Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you were about to say something.
But have you ever had this with somebody and remained friends with them?
Not really. No. Once a girl isn't into me, attracted to me or whatever, it's hard. What are you laughing at? It's hard for me to be just friends with them. You know what I mean?
Same here. It's not. Or sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not.
Aren't you worried about if something does happen romantically, it's going to destroy everything you've built? In terms
what do you mean?
Because you could be
if we get together romantically.
It's like a bad John Hughes movie, but you could be friends with them for a very long time. Then that moment happens. Then all of a sudden, it just didn't live up to expectations.
That's possible. I mean, but I'm not looking for a guarantee.
I was back there in the newsroom, John, and Al, who's editing up the news stories today for us, told me an interesting story that when Benji did the Hurricane show, where he was doing a 1 hour show during Hurricane Irene, I think, he had asked Al to upload 20 songs of this girl into Profit to play throughout the show.
She was gonna be one of the people I interviewed. They said they couldn't get her on the phone.
Now, you
so Al
acting
sat
like-
there and had to upload 20
Well,
songs.
they asked me. They said, "Give us every single thing you want to upload that could possibly be." Because they also told me when I did the Hurricane show, it could be all night.
So you skipped the Billy Joel anthology.
No, I also had several Daniel Johnston songs. I tried to get a
Who's
Kenny
Daniel
Roby
Jo-
song
who's
about
Daniel
a hurricane.
Johnson?
Another guy won't bang him.
Yeah. Well, don't say that so quickly. Don't say that so quickly.
Hey, Benji, one question real quick. At your peak, do you think you like Marianne more than you like, what's her name now, Elisa?
It's so hard to. No, I don't think so.
Does it bum you out that
I do love Marianne.
Does it bum you out that Marianne calls in? Because
yeah, it pissed me off. I mean, I love her, and Marianne is one of my closest friends, and we're one of my best friends. But I don't like this. Like, I don't like it's. You don't need to tell people, like, just give it up, give it up. I don't believe in telling people give up something. I can say, like, hey, you know what? I think it might lead you to getting hurt. but just drop it. It's never going to happen.
I was asking more about the stuff because you don't tell us anything. So she tells us the stuff about you.
Like what?
Like that you used to try to talk dirty to her and what your moves were in her and all that stuff.
Listen, Marianne and I joke around a lot. And stuff.
Did they involve Ambien?
And what were you doing yesterday? I mean, you were all over the place with this. I know Will said he was trying to get you for a pre-interview. He really...
Yeah.
I mean, you were in his hair. You did a show last night. Like, are you playing up the moment, or are you just?
No, I like Gary. There was a build up to this, and we did. There was a lot of. She did like rehearsal and stuff, and there was.
You're like Clive Davis. I was sitting there going, "Sounds like a hit, sweetheart."
I was there for the rehearsal. I was cool. Benji was videotaping it and asking people to come in to watch. And
well, she said because she felt better because she was very nervous about performing, so she wanted different people to. Strangers just to be there.
Do you think there's a chance that she might be using you for all of this?
No, I don't. I think when I initially talked to her about getting on, she was like, no, don't try to do it.
So that brings a question that was a big debate in the back office.
I think she enjoys it, especially.
I'm sorry.
sorry.
Is the onus on her to cut it and say, listen, I'm not going to bang you, or is the onus on Benji to recognize that it may not happen?
She said that. So she's done her onus.
She really hasn't, though.
She didn't say no.
She's
today.
left the door ajar, ever so slightly.
Yeah.
If she
really has, though, and that's the tough part.
Like a sheet of paper will fit through.
Well, that's exactly it. But a sheet of paper is enough when you feel like the way you do.
That's not when you're his size.
If she was playing you, and I'm not saying that she is, but if she was, she's playing you perfectly.
Okay. But I don't. I don't think so. I think she has a really good heart.
I think that as long if she told you there is 0% possibility you and I will ever sleep together, and then you continue to do nice stuff for her, I think okay, that's not her fault anymore. But I kind of agree with Gary. She left the door open, and in a way, it's definitely using you. And even if she's not doing it to be malicious, it's still using.
I think you guys are all cynics. I think that tends to be a lot of people are cynics. I'm not as cynical about.
You're a romantic
pussy fog.
Yeah.
On Wednesday's wrap-up show, two of our favorite people were here, Ronnie Mund and J.D. Harmeyer. And Ronnie spoke about how you get permission to chain a guest because he was worried about Lou Bellera and Joey Buttafuoco possibly getting into it. So we heard some Ronnie logic, and then right after that, J.D. talked about the email he sent to Howard, which said, spoiler alert, and had the spoiler in the subject. Two great minds, all for you.
Ronnie, with Lou and Joey coming in, a lot of the they got along very well, but Gary, you should describe the setup because there was a whole reconfiguration of the studio, and one was isolated, and a lot went into it.
I'll talk about that, and then I'll talk about the conversation that Ronnie and I had yesterday, how it all led to this. But basically what went on was Howard was very fearful that there was going to be an altercation. And Ronnie and I had spoken yesterday morning. I went to Ronnie. I said, you got extra guys tomorrow, right? He goes, yeah, absolutely, because we knew something could happen. So I get a phone call from Ronnie at like 1. I guess Howard called me when I was down with Tim, and I tried to call Howard back. I couldn't get him. Ronnie called me. Howard's very nervous about what's going to go on. And then Ronnie said something about a ball and a chain, which I didn't understand, which in all fairness, Howard must have said to him. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, handcuffs and balls and chain. Like, we can't do that.
Does Ronnie have a security or police type of voice or manner when he's talking, like when he's setting up these
No.
plans?
We were just talking. Ronnie and I talk about this, like how you going to handle this, how you going to handle that. So Ronnie had informed me, because Howard had gone to the gym, and Ronnie said he called me. He's worried about tomorrow. He talked about maybe handcuffing them or putting them in a ball and chain. But I called the people that work here, and it can't happen, et cetera, et cetera. So I just sort of let it go by because I knew it was an idea that came and went.
Right.
And then I said to Ronnie, we'd done this twice before. I said, why don't we put one guy in Robin's studio? That way your guys can block the door either way, him coming out or Joey going in.
And that ended up being Lou.
Right. We put Lou in there and put one guy on the couch. And so everybody liked that idea. Now, I'm trying to think who the other people, who's the black wrestler? I think his name was Booker T.
Mm-hmm.
And I think somebody interviewed him and gave him a quiz. And he did not come across looking very bright. And he was fucking angry.
Yeah.
And so we put him in the booth. That's one I remember. And I think we did it one other time.
Oh, the KKK guy.
Which kid?
Yeah, Daniel Carver for the Carver roast.
That was the roast.
Protect him, though.
That was the roast.
Right. He was in there. But Ronnie, what was your plan? And did you leave a message like that for Howard?
No.
So what did you tell him?
No. We talked in the car, and he said that he was nervous about, he didn't want any problems. So I said, well, we're bringing extra guys in. And he goes, well, maybe we should chain them to the couch and one to the chair, or handcuff one or whatever. I said, I don't think that'll work, but I'll check into it. So I checked into it with a couple of people here that work here, security people, and it's you can't do that unless you get permission.
How many people did you check with?
Well, 2 different people.
Okay, and did you think Howard was being like dead serious? I want them chained. I want them handcuffed. Or
He wanted something to make sure that they wouldn't get at each other.
But that's not the issue.
Well, there wasn't an issue.
Yeah,
I
don't think that was Howard's point. Howard's point was, did you think he was asking for you to do it without their permission?
No, how can you do it without their permission?
But you were saying we can't do it without their permission.
Right. Well, that's what.
So then we could have done it with their permission.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah.
So then why would you say to Howard we can't do it without their permission if you didn't think he was asking that?
Benji,
I actually know what he's saying. He's saying that you should have what Benji's saying is you should have called Howard back and said, we can do this.
I did say that.
But we're going to have to get their permission, and they may not give it.
I did say that. If we got them either written or them telling on camera, beforehand, like we do when we get the IDs from girls and stuff like that, that I give my permission to be handcuffed into a chair.
But did you ever assume that Howard was going to want to do it without their permission?
No.
So normally you don't bring up something like that unless you think.
Why wouldn't you bring it up?
Why would you say also like?
Why is it so? Why do you have to pick at everything?
No,
why
I think it's interesting.
What?
I'm not trying to be mean about it.
But I don't understand what the problem is here with you with this. What is the problem?
I swear it's not a problem. I find it interesting.
Okay, it's interesting, but I told him every scenario of it, and that's why he said I left this long message.
What was every scenario?
The scenario was either you could handcuff them with their permission, or you can't handcuff them unless they're under arrest.
See, that's where it gets funny, because I think we all know that nobody's going to handcuff them without their permission.
Well, no, you can't just have them walk in and say, "Hey, listen, man, we think there's going to be a problem here. We're going to handcuff you."
No, you could have them walk in and say, "We think there's going to be a problem here. We were thinking about it. Might be funny if we handcuff you. Are you cool for that?"
Yeah, right. But they weren't cool about doing that here.
How do you know? Let's get to that. Who wasn't cool about it?
The serious people.
They didn't like the idea of handcuffing people?
Then we couldn't do handcuff people at all.
If we had their permission.
Well, hold on. But you're saying 2 different things. Either the serious guys told you no.
They weren't happy with it either way, but it can be done if you have their permission. But they weren't happy about it.
Wait, so the handcuffs...
How much more can I say?
Wait, Ronnie.
They weren't happy about it here.
Okay,
so the handcuffs were out. But what about the chains?
No, the same difference, John. Chains, handcuffs, the same thing.
All right, so after you found this out, what was the next plan? Did you design the layout?
No, Gary, I spoke to Gary. Gary said, we've done this before. What if we do it this way? And I said, if there's a problem with that, call me back and we'll try and work something else out. I never heard from him again, so I assumed everything was fine. When I came in this morning, that was the plan.
When you came into the studio later, when Howard was talking about it, you told Howard he was coming all over you. Where did that come from?
Well, he jumped all over me saying I was talking like a cop and all. I left him a message. I did the right thing. I told him he likes to know what's going on. I told him what was going on.
Right, but you didn't say you're breaking my balls. You said you're coming all over me, and that seemed like an odd choice of words, I thought.
Why, John?
Why?
You can answer that question, Gary.
He's breaking my balls no matter what. If I do the right thing, it's not good. If I do the wrong thing, it's not good. You know, what can I say?
Joe in Pennsylvania, you're on the wrap-up show.
Okay, I'll tell you where the problem is, Ronnie. It's if this were a trip you were planning out to California to do some Fox TV show, you'd have been a lot more tenacious. You'd have checked into a lot more sources. You'd have gotten it done. You're getting lazy. Bottom line.
Yeah, okay, fine. Whatever. Yeah, how am I lazy? We got it done.
You didn't get it done the way Howard wanted to. You said no right away.
I did not say no right away.
You're a negative
I
guy.
said I would check it, and you're a fucking asshole, okay? You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Be careful. You're going to break a hip.
Yeah, okay, good.
All right, thanks for chiming in there, Joe. As it turned out, it was a pretty normal conversation that Lou and Joey had, right? There was none of that.
Yeah, but you don't know what's going to happen. How do you know what's going to happen?
There was a whole weird thing that started out right from the beginning where I went out to the hallway to talk to Joey, and he goes, "Hey, Gary, thanks for not returning my phone call 2 Thanksgivings ago." And I'm like, what are you talking about? I've spoken to Joey probably 4 times in the last year and a half. I'm probably one of the few people in any business, show business or otherwise, that calls him back pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So he seemed to have some bug about me, you know, the whole thing. So he said, "Can I bring my wife in?" And I said, "I don't think that works. Why don't you bring her into the green room, and then you'll go in, and then if Howard wants to call for her, call for her in." And he said, "Okay." And then when I walked out to get him, Howard goes, "Bring them in." Joey goes, "Bring my wife in." And I said, "No, you're not, Joey." And he goes, "Yeah, that's what I'm doing." And I said, "Joey, we just talked about this 20 minutes ago." "No, we didn't." "Yeah, we did, Joey. We just talked about it." "Well, I changed my mind." I go, "I know, I changed mine as well. She can't come in." And it got so this is, of course, while I'm walking her in. So it got to be, he was very odd today. He was in this very odd and contentious mood. And then I guess I was the brunt. I didn't hear it, but I guess I was the brunt of Gary's keeping me off the show.
Where you going, JD? Yeah. JD, where you going? Why are you writing it on paper? Why don't you speak into the microphone?
It was something that we already covered, actually.
So what?
It was a good point, though, JD made.
Well,
look, I won't say, Ronnie. I won't say.
Speak up, man.
I won't say it was JD because I didn't have this conversation with him. But some people said that when you went and said you're coming all over me, you were trying to create another catchphrase.
No, I wasn't. Oh God,
it was very odd, Ronnie.
Yeah,
it was very odd.
Yeah, okay, like your catchphrase yesterday.
My catchphrase yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, pussy fog.
Well,
Yeah.
You don't hear me using pussy fog, do you?
You don't hear me using coming all over me.
Yeah,
either,
you
do
did, actually.
I used it once today. That's it.
Okay. That's right.
All right?
That's all we need is one.
All right. Don't come in and write it on paper. Speak into
I
the microphone.
didn't want to bring something
That's why
up.
they call it the
I
rapper show.
hadn't
You
been
talk here.
Hold on. I hadn't
I know you can't talk good.
I hadn't been listening, and I didn't want to bring something up that had already been discussed already. I was having respect for the show. Unlike you,
Why?
who just
Since
wants to
when do you have respect for the show?
I have respect for everything I'm involved in.
Good.
Why did you email a spoiler alert to Howard that had the spoiler in the title?
That is amusing. I'd love to hear this explanation.
There was a mention, Arquette mentioned Howard on Jimmy Kimmel, and I forwarded the message, and I assumed he had already seen Arquette had gotten kicked off, so I just put spoiler alert: Arquette was kicked off last night.
But why would you assume it? Because you don't know that Arquette's kicked off till like 9:58, right?
Yeah, well, I assumed he woke up early enough or tried to find out or something.
Because most people would have been spoiler alert. Don't read this if you don't want to know who got kicked off Dancing with the Stars last night.
He's going to see either way. He's going to see who mentioned him on Kimmel.
No, but if you said what I just said, then he wouldn't do that.
No,
but Gary's saying like you would just say spoiler alert. The results of Dancing with the Stars vote.
Either
is
way.
in there.
If I put spoiler alert or not, it would have been spoiled because he would have seen that Arquette
not if he didn't want
had
No, he
mentioned
wouldn't have.
him.
No, he wouldn't have. Oh, if you said spoiler alert, don't open if you don't want to know who got kicked off Dancing with the Stars. Then he wouldn't have opened it.
He would have to know either way.
So you were being sarcastic writing spoiler alert.
A little bit, yes.
But sometimes sarcasm gets lost in an email.
Well, sorry.
Did Howard watch? Did Howard open his email and then did it spoil it for him, or did he already know?
I think he already knew.
Yeah. So there you go.
You came all over him, man.
Hi, I'm Amy Schumer. I'm a comedian, and I'm here at Sirius to be on Howard Stern's radio show. And it seems like people really like it.
Now, yeah, it's mildly popular.
Yeah, he has some listeners, right? He's growing. He's a work in progress.
Right.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of faith.
Yeah. In
It's
Jesus.
going to be all right. Oh, of course.
The Lord will guide more listeners toward him.
As long as you give your soul to the Lord.
Oh, it's been given.
Okay.
My soul's been with the Lord for a while.
I had figured you had that look to you.
Yeah, like I've been saved.
Amy, this is a big deal for you as a
This
comedian.
is it. This is the biggest deal there is for a comic.
Well, have fun today.
Any advice?
And just Godspeed, and may the Lord bless you and keep you.
He's always with us.
And also with you.
I should probably play Amy Schumer's appearance on the Charlie Sheen roast to get everyone all excited about her, right?
Yeah.
Because she's out in the green room, and I got a lot to get to today. I got to still play Richard and Sal's new phony phone call that involves
Oh,
Ronnie.
that was an old one you just played.
That was just old, yeah. Amy Schumer is a young comedian. I think when Whitney Cummings went off to do her TV show, they had to get somebody new on Comedy Central who can be hot and be funny. So here is a. Hold on, Gary. Slow it. Oh, I'm going to play Amy. I'm going to play Amy on. Do you listen to the show out there? You always see the poor guest getting heave-hoed right out of here.
I was listening.
All right. I just thought it would be weird to play her appearance while she was sitting here.
Okay.
Okay? That's how I generally work into these things. Okay. How many years I've been with
Because we go
them?
over all of this before we get in.
Well, all you got to do is listen to the radio. That's why I put a speaker in your room.
Hi.
Hey, Amy. Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
I'm happy to have
Ooh,
you.
Look at this.
Look at your headphones.
Hi.
Look at you. How are you? Good to meet
good.
you.
Good to meet you.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
Oh, we're glad to have you here.
What is this?
That's
this
a wire.
hurts.
What hurts?
What's this thing?
Let me see. I don't know. It's a clip of
It's
some
like
sort.
a netting.
It's like stabbing me. This is this is karma.
Is it hurting you? I could have it fixed.
No, I'll just I'll awkwardly sit like this. I'll hold it out like this.
Hey, Gary, the headphone wire is frayed and it's sticking into Amy's neck.
My precious angelic
Neck.
You come out of here all marked and scarred.
You're like, what happened? I'm like, oh,
What
it's
is
not
that?
Howard.
I don't know.
What happened?
I don't know.
Looks like someone had beaver teeth and gnawed through it.
A Jackass fan came in here.
Yeah, right.
This is their attempt.
Switch to number 2.
Okay, whatever you want to do.
Ooh, thank you.
Look at this. All right, here, I'll switch your microphones. I mean, headphones and microphones. It's both. Watch Gary at work.
Oh my God, look at this. Thank
That's
you.
better. Okay.
How you
Miracle
feel now?
worker.
Feel
I
good?
feel wonderful. Yeah, I feel good.
Amy, so whenever I have a comedian in here and they do one of those roasts, I love to ask them about how awkward it is because when you sit there,
It's dangerous. You got Mike Tyson you're goofing on.
Yeah, and he was like so gentle, but you do have the feeling like, oh, you could murder me right now.
I watched that roast and I thought, I don't think Mike Tyson understands. Like he should just quiet down. Like he was actually arguing with you.
He's
Like,
like, are we going to take this? Like he's
Right.
like starting a riot.
I think some people don't ever watch a roast before
Right.
they do it, and so he thought it was like an urban like comedy situation where it was like good to participate, but it was like no, it was. He kept talking to me. That's why I had to.
did anyone calm him down during the commercials and explain, Mike, this is something where you just kind of
Yeah,
take
Don
it?
King was there.
Yeah.
No, nobody. He was.
No, Don
everyone
King's
was
there to explain it to him.
Yeah, everyone was so worried. I think he was like the wild card that they were
Right.
like he could really blow it, but he did a great job. He did I think even better than it seemed like he did.
You got criticized at the roast because you did a joke about Steve.
Steve-O,
Steve-O
right.
was the guy who died, but I didn't think it was that offensive of a joke. It wasn't
No.
about that guy. It was more about Steve.
It was about Steve. Yeah, no, I really like the Jackass guys in those movies. I totally just thought of it as another roast joke. That wasn't like.
Was he angry with you afterward?
Well, Comedy Central chose to cut to him looking like he was about to start sobbing.
Right.
So people were like, "Oh my God! Like, why did you ruin Steve-O's life?" But I didn't think that would be like the joke heard around the world. I didn't talk
Do
to
you
him after because he was at the hospital because his nose was broken.
Because of this thing he did on the
Because
road?
Tyson, yeah, he kept running into Tyson's fist.
And he broke his nose.
Yeah, that was the goal.
That is
So-
insane.
Yeah, it wasn't fun to watch. I
And-
left the stage. I was like, that's not.
And you
I
know
don't
what?
Need that.
They barely spent any time on it. Was like all for nothing because
Yeah.
Steve just ran into Mike Tyson's fist And he broke his own nose.
Yeah, if you watched at the very end, William Shatner's watching, and he goes, he says something like, Steve, oh my God. Like, it was just, it was not a fun display. I didn't like
I feel
seeing
bad
that
for
live.
Steve-O because he's not, I know he wants to be a comedian and
Yeah,
stuff.
he's doing stand-up.
But he always then relies on the stunt that's going to eventually get him killed.
There is a sadness to that, but people love him. Like,
Yes.
he has I found out the hard way, they have majorly hardcore fans.
I love Steve. I've had him on the show many times,
great.
but I
He's
always
great.
think he's going to kill himself. Like, he'll all of a sudden light himself on fire. And I
Yeah.
go, one time this is going to go horribly wrong.
He's a
yeah,
liability.
that's the fear because
For sure.
he feels he has to deliver that.
I know, and it was like, he so is going in the stand-up direction, but anything like that, there's a sadness to it.
Now,
I don't know.
I hadn't heard your roast in a while, and then I realized you were making some funny jokes about Patrice O'Neal's diabetes.
Yeah.
He's a comedian. I've had him on the show.
Yeah, I love him.
But he had like a stroke over the
He
weekend.
did. He had a stroke.
Did he?
Yeah, I saw that.
didn't even hear that.
I saw that on Twitter that he had. Is it a severe thing where
I
he?
think so.
Oh.
Like there's only been I work at the Comedy Cellar a lot,
Right.
and there's only been some sprinklings of what happened, but yeah, it's
What's
really.
the sprinkle? I mean, what do you hear?
He's not seeing anyone. Like, nobody's allowed to go see him, but he, God, I don't know. I'm gonna start crying. He was like passed out. Like, I think maybe he can blink, but he can't move. He can't talk. But this is like third-hand
information.
Yeah. So yeah, but if anybody wants to email love for Patrice
Very
at Gmail,
funny guy.
set up.
Incredibly funny, yeah.
Oh, he's one of the best comedians working. I think people who don't know much about the roast think that there's any sort of venom there, but it's like, it's more, you get to go after the comedians the hardest.
Right.
It's called
yeah.
Love for Patrice
At Gmail.
at Gmail, and you can
gmail.com.
write him.
Just write, yeah, you can just.
Is he going? Is he going to live? You don't know.
I don't know.
I just thought all comedians know the health of every other comedian.
No, I mean,
usually
he's a
it
friend.
seems
Like,
they're a small
Right.
community.
Well, yeah, especially the New York comics, it is kind of a tight knit thing,
Yeah.
but it's that there aren't really answers yet. It's not that I haven't gotten word. There's no real answers yet.
So did it ruin the foot joke? I mean, the fact that Patrice.
No,
is
I
now-
still think that's like a sweet joke. That
Right.
joke was gold.
Yeah.
But no, he loved it. He was, and he's been in here. He's the most vicious. He can just slaughter you.
Oh my God! Funny story. I thought he was terrific. I heard some comedy tape of him.
Amazing.
So I invited him on the show. He came on a couple of times, I think. I think I have this right. I'm not sure I even remember. So at one point I said to Gary, "Gee, we haven't seen Patrice O'Neal in a while." He said, "Oh, he's not doing the show anymore. He's mad at you." I said, "What did I do? I don't even know him that well."
You had a falling out. You didn't
Yeah,
know
we had a
about
falling out, and he said you were on the air one time. You couldn't think of his name, and you said to Robin, he's a heavy set or a fat black guy. I
Yeah.
can't think of his name. The comedian we have on. So Robin said, "Oh, Patrice O'Neal," and he got angry with me that I didn't remember his name.
Oh,
Really?
Because he still talks to me. I saw him outside.
Did you?
Not too long ago, and I said, "Hey, Patrice," and he was like, "Hey, Robin, how you doing?"
Really? Oh, well.
But
yeah.
I hadn't seen him in here, and I did wonder why we hadn't had him in.
He's sensitive. He's a sensitive man. He holds a grudge.
I said to Gary, I said, "Oh, that's such a shame." I said, I
he
don't
was
know
always
him.
funny.
Yeah, he's great.
His name was not on the tip of my tongue that day, but I was trying to describe to Robin who I was talking about.
Yeah.
But anyway.
He should understand that sometimes I have to remind Howard of my name.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, right.
Yeah, who are you?
You were great on the roast, Robin.
Oh, thank you.
Did you have fun doing that?
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, right?
A lot of fun.
But it's tough. It's like all your worst nightmares as a child in school coming true.
Was that the first roast you ever did for Comedy Central?
Yeah, I found out 2 weeks before that I was doing it.
So are you the hot girl who now gets the Whitney?
Are you going to
Thank
take
you.
the Whitney slot?
Do you get the
I'll
Whitney?
take that slot for sure.
You'll
I'll
take
take
Whitney's
Lampanelli's slot. I'll
You'll-
take whoever's. Yeah, I bet she has a nice slot.
So would you say that your career is struggling? Like it's a tough career because now
Are you
were-
making it? What is going on?
I'm here.
Where are we at? You're
I'm
here.
here.
Now
This
you were
looks
on
like Vegas.
You were. It does, doesn't it? It's
Yeah.
really tacky set. You were, but don't say that because the guys are very proud of it.
No, it looks
It's brand new.
amazing. This is a dream come true.
I always say to any of the comedians, were there jokes that you were going to do at the Charlie Sheen roast that got cut?
Yes.
There were.
There were.
Would
There
you
were.
share those with us?
Yes, I will. I'll share
Okay.
some. Let's see. and I don't remember why these were cut. Some of them, like Harvey Levin, backed out at the last second. He was supposed to do it.
TMZ guy.
TMZ guy.
Okay.
Yeah. And did you know he's gay?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't
We've
know
had
that
him
until
on.
I was. Oh, okay.
Okay.
He just talked about cock nonstop, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, wait a minute.
It dawned on me.
The whole time.
It actually dawned on me that he was gay when he talked about cock for 20
Is that
minutes.
what led you to believe that?
That's right.
I said, Harvey, you are one tiny little queer. The only box you'll ever come close to are the 3 you stand on to see over the cubicles. I said, you've done more fudge packing than a Keebler elf who loves anal. I said, Harvey, you bottom-feeding, despicable Jew. And I could say that
'Cause you're
because
Jewish.
I'm honest.
Right.
You make your entire race go from saying never again to, well, just this once.
You should have been there.
I know. He backed out. I was so bummed.
That
I
would've
was
been
going to
so
go after
good.
him.
Yeah. Now, do you write these yourself?
Yeah.
Wow, that's hard, huh?
It is.
What is the process of coming up with roast jokes? What is the inspiration? Like, what do you do? You just do you sit yourself down in a room
Yeah.
and go, I am going to think about Harvey Levin. About
what's the meanest, worst thing? What do I think his deepest insecurity is?
Right.
Or just like my fat jokes about Shatner. I'd originally written those for John Lovitz, but Lovitz looked pretty good, so I was like, I just kind of transferred them to Shatner. And then I found out while we were sitting there that he's like in his 80s.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm calling this 80-year-old guy fat.
But made it even
give him
funnier.
a break. But he was a good sport.
Right,
yeah.
right.
But they cut
Do
out
you
my
feel-
Jeff Ross ones.
Do you feel bad about making fun of people at all? Does it get?
If I thought I really hurt someone's feelings, I would feel like shit.
Do you come up with really mean jokes that are so bad that you go, I cannot say this on a roast?
Yeah.
But that's the process. You've got to let everything fly.
Yeah.
And then you kind of tone it
which
down.
is weird because that Steve-O joke, I did not think that was going to be anything. You know, I didn't go into this roast like, I don't care who I hurt. I want to see my name in lights. I just wanted to do a good job and write jokes that I was proud
The
of.
other one I thought that was really was the, those 2 women whose lives
Your
you ruined,
daughters?
your daughter.
Yeah,
that was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a real good one.
I thought that was one that would have gotten more flack. But
How long
you never
does
know.
it take you? Like you get basically like 2 or 3 minutes on those roasts.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to come up with your roast material, your A game for a roast?
Well, it's 6 minutes. We each get
Okay.
like between 6 and 8 minutes, except Jeff Ross gets like an hour.
Right, because he's so good at it.
Yeah, he's the best. He's
Right.
the best. Well, Geraldo was the best.
Yeah.
Greg Giraldo was great.
Oh God. Yeah. So I think I found out that I might maybe do it like a month before. So I just started writing, and going around trying my set out. When I found out I was definitely doing it 2 weeks before, I went to every club and tried out the jokes.
Every joke, right?
And Charlie Sheen is pretty easy. I mean,
that's a lot to work with, and you don't feel bad doing it because his life is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. There's like not that much sadness to him, and I was glad he had us all over at his house the night before.
Oh, really?
At his manager's house, and he was just so cool. He just, I think, wanted to look us in the eye and make
Right.
sure we weren't like, we're gonna get you.
That's kind of weird. I had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't know
like
that.
What a preemptive strike.
It was, well, I thought it was a great idea. It's just because
But does that make you eliminate some of the jokes that the fact that you were at his
Yeah,
home?
when Lovitz wasn't really fat, I eliminated those jokes.
No, but I mean, did it make you eliminate any of your Charlie Sheen material because
No.
you were meeting him?
Oh no, not at all.
I would think maybe that would ruin it ahead of time. If I was Comedy Central, I'd be like, no one's getting together the night before.
No, they liked it. I think they're going to make it a tradition.
I see.
Because it's like the way I felt about it was like we're all kind of we're all doing this show together. We're all making this show together.
What do you mean they decided to call you like a month in advance and say maybe you'll be on?
Well, they shoot for the stars. Like I think they put an offer out. They put out offers to like Johnny Depp. You know, they hope someone's going through a bad phase. Like they'll just catch someone having a meltdown.
But is Johnny Depp really the right guy to have to one of those roles? You got to be really.
He's
professional.
hilarious. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Johnny Depp, I mean, would be a disaster. Although people are excited to see Johnny Depp,
people
the movie
love
star.
famous people.
Yeah, but I mean, you need a couple of views.
You need comedian, like comics
Yeah.
do the best on there, no question. They
That's right.
sweeten everybody else's set after the fact, but the comics I think always do the best.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, my favorite part of the whole process was running around getting ready.
So what
you
did
know?
they cut of you? What did you say about Jeffrey Ross that they cut out?
Oh, they cut out all my Jeff Ross jokes.
Really?
I to intro to him, I was like, Jeff Ross is gross. I was like, but I mean, I could see a girl hooking up with you, Jeff. I would sit on your face just so I wouldn't have to look at it.
That's good. Why did they
Thank
cut
you.
that?
I don't know. I think just for time. They like to see the stars. Like, I
Right.
mean, and he's a star, but he's not
Right.
Sheen. Kate Walsh she's had such a full life, but no one to share it with. She really proves that no amount of money in the world can fill the hole that her uncle used to. They said no.
Oh.
They're like, no. I'm like, okay.
I don't know. I would have liked her. For
Right?
that.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
She was cool. She's so cool. She would have been fine with it.
Does it kill you inside when you've crafted these jokes, you went to comedy clubs, and then they go, ooh,
And they stay on that piece of
no.
paper.
You mean the audience or Comedy Central?
Does it kill you that like you spent all this time working on a joke and then suddenly Comedy Central says at the last minute, ooh, no, no one's ever going to hear it?
Yeah, it hurts.
does, right?
It's like a loss. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
because
sucks.
I mean, you can't wait almost to deliver that joke.
Yeah, there's so many changes last minute that I was like, oh, it's going to be like this. Like I was supposed to go up earlier, and then they're like, you're going almost at the end. So it's all these things, and you're just like, oh, and they don't care about. They care about the celebrities. I didn't even get like my makeup touched up. Nobody told me the red carpet had started. I was like, anyone want my picture? They were like, no thanks. No one knows you.
Do you have these jokes memorized in a sense because you've worked so long on them?
Well, I only worked for 2 weeks on them, really. So a little bit, like I'd said them a bunch, but they're not on the tip of my tongue like my act would be.
Is it your biggest fear that you'll craft a joke for the roast and then you're delivering it and then you stumble like over a word and then all of a sudden, like Sarah Silverman told me that's her biggest fear.
My biggest fear is rape.
Rape. Next to rape.
Then, right after rape, a close second is no, not at all. I don't know. I don't think so.
Would your biggest fear be getting raped at the roast?
Yeah, getting raped on TV.
And stumbling over your line.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Speaking of rape.
Yeah.
So the one taboo thing they said to you, you can go do the Charlie Sheen roast, do whatever you want. But Mike Tyson, you can't mention
talk about the rapings.
You can't talk about rapings.
Yeah, but we like sort of skirted around that because once they realized, because it wasn't the network that said no rape, it was like I think Tyson's wife, or they were like, hey, can we just sweep that rape under the rug?
Yeah.
And we were all like, yeah, of course, we wouldn't bring that up. But one of my jokes, I just said, when you speak, you sound like a girl crying. Do you give yourself an erection? But he was like,
he didn't even understand that.
Yeah, it was that felt bad. That felt like like making fun of someone who was just like, what?
Why
but
didn't you say?
The whole time he was saying, hey, are we going to take this? I was like, oh, that brings up the rape to me.
I know. He's like, when should I start raping this girl? Shatner's like, I don't know.
Why didn't you say to Mike Tyson, I know you said no to the rape jokes, but since when does no mean no?
No means yes, Mike.
Yeah.
I wrote some good rape stuff that I had to cut. Losing the rape hurt. That really hurt.
That was a good
That
minute.
was a rape.
Yeah, you got raped by the rape joke.
Yeah.
So when you do these Comedy Central roasts, that brings you, like, I had never really heard of you, and you were on Last Comic Standing, and you came in 4th place.
Yeah.
And yet I never watched that show.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I didn't care about. I can't even believe it's still. Is it still on the air?
I don't know.
You don't even know.
Sometimes
I'd
bring
never
it back
seen it
and
before I did
sometimes
it.
They don't. I don't think it was on this
it has
summer.
launched. No one.
Right. You know how American Idol had Kelly Clarkson? There is no one that got famous off that show?
No, not at all. Which was a great thing. I'd been doing stand-up 3 years. I was like, who's from out of town? Like doing soft shoe, and luckily no one saw it. So I got to then, for a year after Last Comic, I went around and I headlined because, enough people watched it that you're a draw on the road. I really just got away with it. I'm surprised no one got their money back. And then I went back to opening for Attell and Norton and featuring and going on the road, and now I'm a headliner again.
Yeah, right. Did you always feel that you wanted to be a stand-up comic? Was this something like was a burning desire?
No, I'm looking to get out. I'm thinking about going to dental school.
You want that sitcom?
I don't know if I want that. I want to do work I'm proud of, like everybody,
Right.
But I love stand-up.
Where'd you grow up?
Rockville Center.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah,
well,
I know.
A horrible place.
It is a horrible place.
I hated it.
I did not fit
A lot
in.
of funny people come out of Rockville Center.
That's true. Attell's from there also.
I always tell Robin, I thought it was very anti-Semitic. They have the archdiocese there.
Yes. They called me, instead of Amy Schumer, they called me Amy Jumer.
Oh, wow.
I'm serious. And one day, it was like this summer day, and I was walking past this bodega, and That's a deli for. Oh.
We don't know that. Yeah, right.
I did Rosetta Stone,
Right.
and these kids they're like start throwing pennies at me, and I didn't even know that was like a. I was confused because they looked really mad, but I was like, "This is awesome!" You know?
Hey, free money.
Like well seen in Goonies. I was like, oh.
Hey, they like me. They really like me.
Yeah, no, I dealt with total anti-Semitism in Rockville Center. They have that golf club and beach clubs where they're like, I'd have to change my last name so they didn't know I was Jewish. It's like the real deal.
So why? So how do you end up in stand-up comedy if you didn't fantasize about it?
I was a problem child. Teacher's worst nightmare and class clown were like my little awards.
Oh, really? Were you really a bad kid?
Yeah, I had Saturday detention every single week.
Really?
Yeah, like Breakfast Club. Saturday
what would you
detention.
do in school that was so bad?
I was a huge wise ass. I would say the funniest thing I could think of. Like I just liked making myself laugh and making people uncomfortable.
Right.
I would always and I never saw the teachers as like these untouchable authorities.
Wow.
I'd be like, listen, Gil, I'm really bloated today. You know, I never.
Can't be in your gym class.
Yeah, I was like, I know that you go home and you black out and you call hookers. Like, do I have to pretend because you're wearing a suit that I should respect? I just couldn't.
Wow, so you were disrespectful. Did you go to college?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, no, I wasn't disrespectful to the teachers that like treated you like a human being.
Right.
But you know, the people who like just have personality disorders who take it out on kids. I like justice. You know.
Are men really intimidated by you because
That's
you're?
what I tell myself.
No, seriously. Are they? Do you have a boyfriend?
No, I'm
you
single.
Don't. You
Yeah.
broke up recently?
Yep.
Were you dating the guy who was on the roast
Yeah.
with you?
Yeah, we were together for 2 years.
Which guy? Oh, that guy?
Anthony. Yeah, he's great.
The guy whose
it
name
wasn't
you
bad.
didn't know.
Yeah,
Right.
like Vandersloot. Well, he has a rapey quality about him. I think that's why I was attracted to him. I always like guys that look like they could play.
Is it weird to
rapists
date
and law and
another?
order.
Is it weird to date another comedian?
I mean,
it
it
wasn't
wasn't weird.
competitive?
We were never competitive. Luckily, we were both doing pretty well.
Right.
But
Who's
I
a
mean,
better comedian, you or him?
Oh, me.
Right.
Come on, let's be
Clearly.
honest.
You're not going to date somebody better than
No,
you.
no, he's a great comic. He
Yeah.
really is. Yeah, I would love to be like he's never gonna make it, but I think he's gonna.
So why'd you break up with him? Seemed like a happy couple, right?
We were good. It was just we wanted way different things. I would have loved for us to have stayed together.
What'd you want? Marriage and everything?
No. No.
What different things do you want?
I already have a ring. The Nuva ring. What was it? It was just, we're both on the road so much, and I was like down to try and make it work, and he wasn't able to give as much as I needed, I guess.
Like what did you need?
A text message once in a while.
Like once a week at least?
Yeah.
Acknowledge me when you're not here.
Well, yeah, no. By the end, it was like I'd be like, "Can you text me after shows? Because we're both alone in hotel rooms and miserable." And it was like a parody of a guy like on a sick. Like he was like, "You're suffocating me," and I was like, "What? Am I a waitress you banged in Fresno?"
Hey, don't I know you?
Yeah. So like he, He's
He
young.
wasn't for that.
No, but I'm excited. I'm
How old are
excited
you?
to be single. 30,
30, and how old's he?
33,
Yeah,
32.
do you think he was banging other chicks on the side, maybe?
Not that I know of.
Right.
I don't think so. But
when a
I've
guy
seen
doesn't-
girls, girls want him. They throw them in front of me.
But when a guy doesn't text you, like he's on the
You
road,
think
you're
he's
on the road,
busy.
and he doesn't text you for like 2 days.
Right. I wasn't even worried about that.
Wow.
Seriously, that's not why because it doesn't matter. I was like, I wasn't like, go cheat on me. I wasn't like, Demi Moore. I was like, I hope you don't cheat on me. If you do, I hope I never know about it. And don't catch any new disease.
Right. Be
let's just
safe.
keep the ones we have already.
Right.
Let's harness those. But yeah, I don't think so. He's not. I thought he would be the type to be like that, but he gets too drunk. I think that's what it is. I'm like, no, he won't be able to do anything anyway.
I mean,
but
you
I wasn't
clearly-
worried about that. I just wanted a friend, like my best friend, to be like, yeah, the MC sucks, and just talk.
You clearly are a funny person. Did
Thanks.
it kill you inside when you don't win America's funniest comedian?
No, I couldn't
Last
believe I was
comic
on there. I mean, 3 years, under 3 years I've been doing it, and the other guys had all been doing it 15, 20 years, and I'm just like every step of the way my like sort of reality character on that show was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Who won that year?
John Reap.
John Rape?
John Rape. John Sodomy?
John Rape. Who is this? John who?
Yeah,
John
he's like kind of a blue-collar kind of guy.
I see.
Yeah.
So he won, and you didn't feel, oh, I'm not a funny person, I'm giving up the business.
No, I got 4th. I was like, oh my God, this is it. I broke up with my boyfriend at the time. I was like, I'm going on the road.
What were you doing before?
Sorting mail and bartending.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you, so now you're single. How long you been single?
3 weeks.
You date anyone yet?
No.
Have you fucked anyone new?
No. We broke up one time about a year and a half ago, and I was like, all right, like, let's see. Maybe I'm still like I was in college. Somebody needs this.
Right.
And I went out, and I was like, and I met a guy.
Where'd you meet him? At a bar?
At a bar.
Right.
I met a guy, and I didn't, like, I just thought he was really hot. I was wasted. That night, I was like, oh my God, he looks like the Twilight guy, like Robert Pattinson.
Oh,
you know?
that's a handsome guy.
In the morning, I'm like, you look like fucking Governor Patterson. Like, he was not cute in the morning. And I'd never dealt with an uncircumcised penis before.
Oh, he was uncircumcised.
He was uncircumcised. And
what was he, European?
He was French.
Ah,
I didn't even
French.
know he was French. I thought we were both just like faking the accent, you know? But like, I really realized like that men don't warn you. They just like roll it out, you know?
Yeah.
And so I had to become an award-winning actress. I'm like, oh no, that's totally cool. I'm like, Mom, can you come pick me up?
I got into something here.
Because men don't ever like tell you what you're about to deal with. You know?
Never saw an uncircumcised penis in your. I don't think I've ever seen one except for Sal. Who whips
I've
it
never
out
even
every
seen
minute.
them in porn. Like I was like, what is that? Are we having a pillow fight? Like, why is the gnome
Something's
from
wrong with
Travelocity
you.
in your underpants?
Yeah.
Like
Was it
I was
gross?
thrown.
Did it smell or something?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It did.
It was gross.
So did you blow him?
No.
No. So what did you like start giving him a hand job kind of thing?
I tried, but it was like an ice cream cone had melted in my hand. I felt like a magician with the scarves, just pulling. I was just like, get me out of here, you know?
Right.
But he was like, the French guys are different. Like he didn't expect anything. He like couldn't believe that this was happening, and he was really sensual, and he started to pick me up. You know, like when we're kissing, and then I think he realized that he was in over his head. I kind of got planted back down. I'm like trying to feel sexy, and he's like winded from trying to hoist me. But we were like, he gave up like immediately because he's French.
Right.
And
we know how they are.
You know how that goes.
Right.
But I left in the middle. I really did. Yeah, but it wasn't because of like I was like, all right, like it's your penis is making me ill, the thought of it, but like this little gnome, but it was.
Was it a big penis?
It was fine. It was totally acceptable.
And so you pulled back and you saw like there was a whole different vibe
I
to
threw
it.
the skin over my shoulder
Right.
like a team player.
And so then he put it inside of you.
He put on a condom. He put it inside me, and then we had to stop after like a second.
Why?
Because something was wrong with the condom, and he was fixing it, and I was looking at him, and he was like, "Well, don't look at me," but he was like, "Well, don't," and I was like, "Ew," and I was like, "You know what? I'm sad all of a sudden. I miss my boyfriend. I'm gonna leave," which you can do as a girl.
Yeah.
Like if a guy's like, you know what? You're like,
I mean, that's so. Do you ever feel as a girl like sometimes you have to say to the guy, "Okay, he was in me already. I should let him finish. So let him fuck me a little bit longer. I mean, we went this far."
I felt no responsibility to.
Good for you.
For this guy to achieve orgasm.
You're very healthy.
When I was younger, but I had a guy. I met a guy in Montana when I was like 19, and I was like, oh, he was so hot there. He was like a mountain climber.
Montana hot.
Montana.
Muscular.
He came and visited me in New York. Doesn't translate.
It's like when you get that moo-moo when you go to Hawaii.
Yeah,
you're
like
weird when you
cannot
come home.
rock it when you're back at home. Yeah, so I learned that the hard way. But I was like 19, and he flew all the way here. So I got myself drunk enough to sleep with him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he flew so far. But now I'm older. I'm like, you can always get out of fucking someone.
What is
unless
it that
it's Tyson?
What is it that it doesn't work? I mean, it's kind of like he's out of his environment.
Yeah.
He's hot there. He doesn't fit in with my friends. That kind of thing.
Well, it was more than that. He was like pointing out gay people.
Oh, I see.
And he was.
Hey, there's a gay.
Oh, this is really New York.
Yeah. You know, when you're in the mountains and all you're seeing is the sky, and he was like in a Dave Matthews cover band. I was 19, okay? I'm 19 years old. And but in retrospect, like he was such a dirtbag. Like he just wanted to.
Hey, wait a second. Here's the French guy who fucked you. We just found him.
my God.
Oh, he's on the phone.
What was it like when you were? What were you like? Did you enjoy having sex with Amy?
Oh my God.
It would have been nice to have a little sex with her.
You were having sex with her.
I was trying to have sex with her.
Yeah, so
instead of
sounding like
throwing my
Borat.
foreskin over her shoulder.
This is not sounding French.
Condom.
Oh, I don't know. It was the condom was grossed out too.
Was your foreskin?
Pretend it was upholstery. Use your imagination. You're a comedian.
Oh my God, flawless French accent.
Thank you. That's
Wow.
I trained him myself.
You're a dialect coach. I
That's
had
right.
no idea.
So you were a bad kid
Yeah.
who got in trouble at school, and then you make the switch to become a comedian somehow.
Yeah.
First time you get on stage, a disaster, I imagine. Where do you go to become a comedian?
I went to Gotham Comedy Club.
Yeah.
It used to be on a different street. It was like small, and I just walked by. I'd done theater, like I majored in theater,
Right.
so I didn't have to get over stage fright. But I
Where'd you go to college?
Towson University.
Where the hell is that?
Maryland.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maryland. Yeah. I
Acting center of the world.
Oh God!
Yes.
Everybody
that
comes out
school
of
has
Towson.
churned out every
I think
great
Meryl
artist.
Streep, Jack Nicholson,
Right.
Marlon Brando.
I think Brando. He'll come back and
about it,
have
but
a
they
couple
all
master
went there.
classes. Yeah.
So you went there.
Charles Dutton, guys. Anybody?
Oh, boy.
Rock.
And then you got up on stage.
Yeah, I tried it
And you killed, I bet, the first time.
the first time. Yeah.
Did you have material when you got up on stage?
I walked past Gotham and it said, if you bring 4 people, you can get on stage. So I called, I'm from not far away, so I called people. They came in, and I wrote horrible jokes and delivered them like I was Seinfeld.
Yeah. What was the first joke that you ever told? Do you know?
Yes.
What is it?
Oh God, it was about when you're on the bus in the city. They have these things that go across town, you guys, that carry people, buses. You'll never have to worry about it. But
yeah, I heard
when you're on the bus, if you feel it like deflate, the tire deflate, it means like a person's getting on that's all jacked up. And it's like some woman like who comes on and her like there's like things living in her legs. I talked about that, and I talked about skywriting and how skywriting annoyed me because it always faded. And I had like a little arc to the set because I was like, so this summer if you're going to propose to somebody, guys, it was like it was horrible.
Was your delivery all wrong? Was it just like...
I had like some sense of timing, but
Right.
I have a tape of it, and it's the most. I would rather watch my parents have sex than watch myself do that again.
Did your family say to you, listen, you're destroying your life. This is ridiculous.
No.
You don't know what you're doing.
My mom was like, when are you headlining the Apollo? You
Wow.
are. She inflated my sense of self my whole life. Like I thought I was a model. Like
Right.
then you get old enough, the kids start getting mean. But
Right.
I walked in the first day of middle school and I was like, who wants it?
Because she convinced you were the best looking girl ever.
She convinced me. She was like, you're an angel, you sparkle, And I was like, look what you made.
Mom.
Oh,
So
I
is
thought
that
it was
bad
amazing.
parenting? Can some parents go overboard in inflating their kids so that they're not prepared for the world?
Well, I feel like I'm glad she did that.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can prepare you for kids are so mean. Like they were so mean. So you're gonna, find reality sooner
Right,
or
it's
later.
there.
But
was your mom in shock whenever you did something bad because she was so convinced you were an angel?
Yeah. She would be like you. When I was in 6th grade, I bit a girl. She cut me in line, and it was like the day they had steakums at the cafeteria, which I found out later is just like not at all meat.
Yeah.
But this girl cut me, and I didn't really bite her. I just like scared her.
Right.
So they call my mom, and they're like, Amy bit someone. She's like, you have the wrong number. And I'm like, Mom, I was just trying to scare her.
But your mother was a pushover. Hey, you
Yeah.
have a funny story. You went to Great Adventure one time, or one of those places, and you were
Yes.
waiting in line for a very long
Yes.
time.
I went to Great Adventure.
Right.
And I don't like amusement parks. I think
Right.
they're horrifying. But I went to Great Adventure, and I was with this family, and they were intense about Great Adventure. They brought us. We had to go there at 6 a.m. so we could go through the stupid safari. We saw like one thing that might have been a monkey,
Right.
but I think it was just like a stuffed animal. It was like a pigeon wearing ears, and then we waited for the screen machine. And there's a special line where you can wait to sit in the front seat because that's the best seat because you look like you're going to die.
Right.
So we wait for hours, and then it's our turn to sit in the front. And who gets to cut the whole line and take our seat? Robin. Robin cut us.
Robin
on the screen
Quivers.
machine. Robin Quivers. You cut us.
Yeah,
What
you
kind of a
evidently-
human being? And we're all going, Robin. Robin. We've been
Did she
waiting.
get booed?
No, everyone was really excited to see her. She knew everyone loves her. She smiles, and everyone.
Great Adventure was a sponsor of ours. I remember this, and because if you were VIP, so to speak, you got to cut in front of the line.
Well, they had somebody bring me around to every ride.
Right. So you don't.
It was way more exciting to see you than it was. No one was pissed. Everyone was like.
Well, it's funny because they were a sponsor of ours. So Gary gets told, "You can go to Great Adventure. You'll be able to cut in line."
Yeah.
He brings his wife, his 2 kids. They go. He cuts right in the line. He said he got booed so badly. And people started taunting him in front of it and his children and everything because in front of his they were taunting the kids too because you know what, people had waited in line a really long time,
right?
And all of a sudden, look who's here, Gary.
Money bags.
Yeah, money bags.
No, well, he doesn't have that
he
smile.
Said it was
he doesn't
so
have
bad.
You know what it was? It was. I realize now, especially hearing Amy's story.
Yeah.
Like the woman who brought us around, she said, "Oh, I had Chris Rock last week and everything." So I figure if you're going to get cut, you expect Chris Rock to walk up. You see me, like what the fuck?
What a disappointment.
So I was reading notes on you. You were a really bad person because you used to shoplift. You'd get into big trouble.
Wow. God, did I say that in my interview?
Yes,
I got arrested a couple times.
She got arrested a couple
You're
times.
lucky not to be in prison.
That is correct. That
Every
is correct.
kid goes through a shoplifting stage.
Not like me.
But did you? I mean, every kid doesn't get caught.
Yeah, well, I was, it was grand larceny. You shoplifted?
Oh my God! All of my friends. My mother did not like my friends. Now I realize why.
They are bad friends.
They would say, "We're going to go to Roosevelt Field and we're going to have a shoplifting spree." And I would be in such a nervous panic. I go, "Well, I want to go along with the group. I want to be a part of this." And they were all terrific at it. I had a friend who could hide whole record albums. There was no CDs. It was record albums underneath his coat.
Oh, my God.
Another friend would go into like a Barnes & Noble type bookstore and steal every book, hardcover, softcover, everything. And it was sort of like a competition. So they bring me along. I'm sweating bullets. I don't want to steal anything. I have this. I'd never stolen anything in my life.
Yeah.
I walk into Macy's. And I saw tie tacks. Now, I don't wear ties. I'm a little kid.
What are you going to do with that? What do you need a tie?
But I wanted to steal something so I could be in with the crowd.
Look, guys, yeah.
And so I swiped a tie tack. I stuck it in my pocket. I was shitting in my pants. I came out with this tie tack like I had just won the lottery.
Right.
I remember bringing it home and feeling horribly. But the thing that saved me was I brought my cousin with me, and they wanted him to shoplift, and I felt in charge of him.
Right.
And I said, "We're going home. I don't want anything bad." I went home. Thank God. All my friends got caught, and they brought the police in. They were involved in everything. But these guys couldn't.
They were trailing them.
I don't know what happened, but somebody got caught in the store, and then that was it, and then it was all over for them. What was your story?
You got caught?
I got caught. Well, the first time I got arrested, I was out. I think it was like a junior Olympic. Like I played volleyball, and we were in San Jose, and it was something. My mom was the chaperone of this tournament, and we were going around, and I was just like stealing whatever, like candles, shot glasses, nothing that I would ever use.
All junk that you'll never need.
Garbage. And I didn't get caught. The other girls got caught, and they said if anyone else did, fess up. And I'm like, we're a team, right, guys? Okay. I'm like, let's all tell them. I'm like, I did it. Now you guys go. And they're all like,
oh,
yeah, that's all you. Yeah. So I got in trouble. I got benched the whole tournament, knee pads around the ankles. My mom is just the chaperone, just staring at me. I think she still thought she probably didn't do it. Somebody probably planted something on her. But then the time I got arrested, bad. I want to tell you I was like 14, but it was I was like 21. I was like 20 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. I was at Bloomingdale's and with my.
Did you have a problem? Do you think you're a kleptomaniac?
Your face was extended.
Yeah. I had been shoplifting for a long time.
So some people actually have like a problem. Like you're not taking
stuff.
stuff.
Can't go into a store without it.
You're not taking stuff you need necessarily. It's just the idea, the thrill of it.
Yeah. No. I mean, isn't it sad? Like I'll read some police blotter when I'm in some city, and it's all like this 90-year-old woman was stealing milk to feed her grandson. I'm like, I already have that pinstripe pantsuit, but why don't I get another one? I was like really well dressed. It was college. I was like stealing a lot of nice clothes, but I figured out a way I could return the clothes and get cash.
Oh no!
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I was into it, but it wasn't about what I could get very much. It was the adrenaline.
Did you go to a psychiatrist about this?
Totally a rush.
Did you go to a psychiatrist about this?
Not about about this specifically. I mean,
Right.
I've gone to many
Have you
psychiatrists.
stopped? Do you-
Oh yeah, no.
You're not
After
going to
getting
take our.
arrested,
You're not
that's
going to
it.
take our little tchotchkes over there, are you?
No, no. I mean, they're gorgeous. They're really everything in this room looks amazing.
So you
no,
got
I don't have
caught?
a problem stealing things.
Right.
It was only from like
So who
big
caught you?
places. Bloomingdale's.
Bloomingdale's
Yeah,
got you.
they're real. Beware, they're really tough.
And they took you down and they arrested you and the whole thing?
Yeah, and
Wow.
it was with my cousin who is
Senator Chuck Schumer.
he's not my uncle.
What is he?
I don't know. He's like my dad's cousin.
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
not. You don't really know him.
We know each other.
Right, right. Does he
if we
root
saw
for
each
you?
other, I think he hopes that I probably get hit by a train, so my name can stop appearing. Yeah, it's never good press for me.
Don't you think the family is proud of you? Don't you think Chuck Schumer even says, "Hey, you know who
There's
my cousin
I don't
is"?
know what
It
she
depends
is, but
on the
we're
thing.
related.
Right.
Like I think they thought Last Comic Standing was exciting, and being here, they'll be super excited about. But other things, like they don't really like. I was trying to explain to my dad what a roast was, and he was like, "Well, maybe you shouldn't do that." You know, I was like, "Maybe not."
What
but,
does your dad do for a living?
He mostly just shits himself. He has MS. He lives in a hospital. But it's really somehow not sad because he still thinks he's like gorgeous. Like he's trying to get me to help him set up a Match.com profile.
Wow.
And I'm like, what do you want me to write? Like shits himself and has no memory. He's like, that's perfect.
So your parents are divorced?
Yeah.
And he has MS.
Yeah, but he's like happy. It's the weirdest. He's fine.
You
He's
don't
totally
feel sad
fine.
about any of this?
No, I mean, if I really think about it, it's so like I have seen my father drop heat in front of me at LaGuardia. It was the worst. I was going to spend the summer in Montana with my brother, and he was like, it was when you could still walk people to the gate of their
Right.
plane. And my dad was like, I'm going to walk you to the gate. Like there were we knew it was getting worse. So we like went surfing for the last time together. Like
Right.
we, all these last things. And
That's
that
sad.
was
I'm
really
gonna
sad.
cry.
Do it, please. I
Here,
want you
cry
to
now. Let's see it.
No,
She's a
but-
bullshit artist. She's not crying. Right.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to cry. Can I have another latte?
Yeah.
Let me wipe my tears with this
That's very
100.
heavy to go surfing with your father for the last time.
That was really heavy.
Are you waiting for the big call from Saturday Night Live or something? Like, did you ever fantasize about being on there?
Oh, yeah.
Did you audition?
No, I've been asked to audition. I'm like, trying to get better, and I'm an actor, but I don't really do characters. But I'm not like, my goals change so much that I want to keep getting better at stand up,
Right.
and I'm getting more acting work the past couple years. It's been really good.
In other words, you still enjoy doing stand-up. A lot of people, like I saw Eddie Murphy on David Letterman, who I think is one of the most brilliant stand-ups. And he was
Yeah.
like, at 27, I was done with it. That's it. I never wanted to do it again.
I can't imagine that. I mean, that would be fine if that ever happens, but I can't wait to
You
get on
love
stage
it.
every night.
And
Yeah. But
'cause
it
some guys
sucks traveling. I mean,
Yeah.
everything other than the actual stage time is awful. Like it's really depressing.
Especially for a girl, because like guys at least go on the road and get laid
They'll
a
get
lot.
drunk. They'll get laid. After the show, I'm like, I hope no one says anything too mean to me. I'm like selling my CDs. I'm like, everyone has something. They'll be like, they'll think it's a compliment, and I'm like, they'll be like, you're a lot thinner in person, and I'm like,
God.
did you think that I wasn't going to hear that? Like, well, on TV, you're a fucking beast. You
Do
know?
guys hit on you at all at these
A
clubs?
tiny bit,
A
but they
little
don't
bit.
do it well. You
Yeah.
know, they'll like come up and try and like make a joke. I would love to like meet a guy and be like, let's check out the Best Western.
You're a successful stand-up comedian. Can you make a good living doing it nowadays, or is like income gone down because everyone's sort of hurting?
The economy.
No, I'm in a good position. I'm not rich. I live in a studio and ride my bike everywhere.
What
but,
what kind of living can a stand-up comic who's really headlining now and doing a good
like headlining now on TV a little bit?
Yeah.
You can make 100.
Can you make 200?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So you could have a good year, make 200 grand.
Yeah.
And
Totally.
And you travel. How many days a week you got to travel?
I'm usually on the road 4 days a week.
Okay.
I'm trying to do it less. I'm trying to only go out maybe 1 or 2 weeks a month.
Right.
But
the bigger you get, if
Yeah.
you do a couple more of these Comedy Central
then
things,
you get to do a theater.
right, and
You-
then
yeah.
suddenly the world is your oyster.
Oh, you have a private jet. There is
Right.
no road. You
There
get
is-
to fly home,
That's
sleep
right.
in your own bed.
You'll never drive
have
yourself
sex with your
again.
own wife.
So what's the goal? You want to be the world's greatest stand-up?
No.
You just want to make a living being a stand-up. You want to get more acting work.
Yeah, I want to develop. I want to make.
What's the best acting job you've had?
I just did a movie with Steve Carell.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's called Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, and I'm developing a show with Comedy Central, and CBS just bought a pilot.
Oh, very nice.
I'm making moves, and I'm going to be on this show that's on Adult Swim called Delocated, and it's the funniest show I've ever seen.
So this is it for you. You're on your way.
I'm trying. I want to just what do you think? Don't you just have to keep making it interesting and fun for yourself?
Yes, you do.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
otherwise you go insane. Let's go to Rick. We're on with Amy Schumer. Her album Cutting is available now on iTunes. Are you referring to the fact that you cut yourself or something?
That my cousin did. Yeah, my sister did.
Your sister was a cutter?
Well, that's what the joke is on the album.
Oh, that's funny. What?
Yeah, well, the way I get off stage is I say, I'll leave you with this. My little sister, used to cut herself. And then I put the mic in the mic stand and I leave.
And that's the joke.
That's the end of my set. After I spend an hour with these people, I leave them with nothing.
Is that a reality or is that a joke?
It's a joke.
It's a joke. I'm not clear, but I won't press you.
No,
on that.
my sister's a school psychologist doing really well.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. All right. Well, that's what happens. If you do cut yourself, you become a psychologist. Rick, go ahead in Pittsburgh.
Hey, thanks, King. Amy, were you spanked growing up, and do you think you still deserve a spanking for all that shoplifting you did?
Well, thank you for asking that.
All right, that's
Richard.
but it is an interesting question. You know
I
what?
was spanked growing up.
And fully nude?
Yeah, and once in a while a finger would slip in, and I'd be like, "Wait, is this punishment or not?"
Who was spanking you? Your
Mom
dad?
spanked me.
Your
Dad
mom.
spanked me once because Mom made him, and he cried the whole time.
But they didn't
which
make
was
you,
really awkward.
Did they make you pull down your pants and get spanked?
I don't remember being ass out. Luckily, I was at an age where I totally had it coming. If they hadn't spanked me,
She remembers.
I
what
loved
about
every
that sexual?
second of it.
Because I find you a very intelligent woman,
Thank you.
a very bright, sexy woman. But I could see where a guy gets intimidated because let's say we get in bed and then I want to spank you or something like that. I would think, oh, she's going to think this is funny. She's going to make jokes about it. I mean,
I
guys,
am no jokes in the bedroom.
You are able to
I am
turn it off.
dirty, and I am no jokes in the bedroom.
What does it mean you're dirty?
I like having fun in
Not
bed.
anal.
I've never had
You
anal.
talk dirty?
Yeah.
Oh,
you do?
I like being talked to. I like talking. But I dated a guy.
Yeah.
The last guy I dated, he needed the sex got really weird really fast, which I guess it has to, because if you don't enter that stuff in early, like after 5 years, and you're like,
it's hard to put
when
it
you
in,
wear this rice patty hat, you'll be like, where is this coming from? But so it got to a place where he wanted to watch me watch porn every time, and he needed me to talk constantly about things I'd done.
Oh.
So at a certain point, I ran out of shit. I started lying, and then he
because
started.
you're not that sexually experienced. I mean, there's only so many experiences.
There's only so much I've done.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm making up stories, and then he started fact checking. He'd be like, wait, you said, I'm like, fuck you. I haven't had a new story for a year.
Right.
It was exhausting.
Tell me the time that girl came on to you.
Yeah.
And,
I'm like,
right.
do you really think any of this happened?
At
It's like
some
whenever I
point-
start dating a guy, I always pretend maybe I'm like, I don't know, I've thought about a threesome, but. And then 6 months in, I'm like, I'm not doing that.
At
That's
some
weird.
point,
You just gotta having sex,
it can
right?
get it can get exactly.
Yeah,
it can get
what about
weird.
just fucking each other?
Yeah, doesn't it feel good enough being
What
inside of
happened
me?
to penetration?
Yeah.
Right.
Come
Do you need
on.
a lot of foreplay?
Not a lot.
Right.
I like
If a guy spanks you, you don't think that's weird though, right? You're
No.
okay with you're down with it.
I'm more than down with it.
Right. Oral
Yeah.
sex okay with you both ways?
Totally.
You're all right with it.
Huge fan.
Unless you're not circumcised.
Yeah, in which case, get out of here.
Gunplay.
Gunplay,
choke
only on
you-
the high holy days.
Shoot you in the foot, maybe, with my gun? All right. Let's go to Bill. Bill says he wants to say hi to Amy Schumer, the new album Cutting, available on iTunes. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Howard. Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Hey, Amy. How you doing?
Hi, Bill.
I really love you.
Thank you.
All right, I don't think we're going anywhere with this. Nick, let's go to Nick in Charleston, West Virginia. Go ahead.
Hey, Howard, I just want to get your opinion. Don't you think she's 10 times hotter and funnier than Whitney Cummings?
Well, what about that? Are you, because you...
Are
sort
you
of,
hotter
because,
than Whitney?
Yeah, first of all, yeah.
No.
Are you hotter than Whitney Cummings?
That's a definitive no.
Are you friends with Whitney Cummings?
Yeah.
Okay. I like Whitney very much.
Me too.
Now, because you're a female comic, it's almost like, and Eddie Murphy was talking about this. He was the black comic for a while. He was like, there was no room for two.
Yeah.
It's like you sat in, Whitney wasn't on the comedy roast. Now, are you being compared to Whitney now? Is it like a competition?
I haven't, no one has said that to me. But I think there's room for all of us, for real.
I would think so.
And I don't know how other people feel, but when I see a funny woman, I'm like, yes, like, trust me, I don't want to be the one. I think women are hilarious. So at Whitney, there's no sense of competition.
Whitney's very funny.
She's motivated. Like,
Are you a
she's
Sarah
great.
Silverman fan?
Yeah, totally.
Are you a Sandra Bernhard fan?
Yes.
You like you root for other comics.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Rosie O'Donnell, you enjoy
I
her?
do.
Yeah.
I do. No,
Ellen DeGeneres, you like her?
Yeah.
You do. So
She had me on her show. I was the first female comic. She had me on her show.
Do you know her personally?
Just from her,
Just
like
from,
her
just
getting
from
me
the
on the show. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to
Howard, can I throw in one more thing?
Yes.
Whitney, or I'm sorry, Whitney. Amy.
You can call me whatever you want, Bill. Oh, Bill's gone.
Nick.
This is West Virginia.
Nick, go ahead.
I have masturbated to those pictures of you online many times.
What pictures?
Thank you.
What pictures?
I posed naked in Cosmo.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to...
Sexiest thing I've ever seen.
Is that
Thank
true?
you. Yeah.
You were nude?
Yeah,
No hang-ups,
I shot
huh?
at the Comedy Cellar.
You have big breasts now. I'm
Thanks.
looking. What are you, like a C?
Yeah.
I'm going to say you're a C cup. No inhibition about that.
No, I'm like, I better do it now while everything is still kind of where it's supposed to be.
Did anybody say to you, like an agent or anything, like, listen, Amy, don't do this?
Yeah, and I was like, bye.
And
I'm doing this.
And what'd your mom say about this?
She was at the shoot.
She was there.
She was watching the door. We did it at the Comedy Cellar, and she was making sure no beer deliveries came in while I was...
You showed the vagina?
No.
Just the titties?
Yeah.
What'd you do with the
I
vagina?
was just in underwear. I mean,
Panties.
they were like, "Will you take off your panties?" And I was like, "Okay." And my mom was like, "No."
No, you
I was
pay
like,
for that.
Oh, yeah. I was like, "Okay."
No kidding.
No, yeah.
I have to see this.
Check it out.
Oh, you are free.
Hey, thanks, Howard.
Why did you bring your mom to a nude shoot?
I don't know. I think. Well,
I wouldn't feel sexy in front of my mom.
I didn't mind it. I guess that is pretty boundaryless and disgusting, but I felt fine. Because it wasn't about it's Cosmo. So I mean, I wanted to feel sexy, but
Was
it was
your mom
more,
naked too, just to support
everyone
you?
was naked.
Beautiful,
Her boobs were on the floor, running around.
Wow.
No, it was.
There it is.
There's one of them.
Look at you, naked.
Oh. Smug over the shoulder shot. Yeah, it was like about the article I wrote to go along with it. They gave me like 6 pages. Like they've been very cool to me. Kate White, the editor in chief, there is the coolest woman ever.
You look so cute there.
Thank you. Yeah, they chose like a little cute one. I was like, can we use the ones where I look dirty? And they were like, no.
But no nips. You don't see any nipple.
No. Well, I have some. I don't know if there are any online where you see nipple, but there were some where you saw more.
Yeah, and you have a good body image. In other words, you don't sit there all day like these women and obsess. Oh, I've got to lose 5 pounds. I got to gain 10 pounds. You're not freaked out.
I mean, I'll have days where I'm like, oh my God, what happened? But I feel like sexy. I feel like good. I work out. I take care of myself.
When you date a guy, do you walk around the house nude?
Not over like not annoyed. I'm not like the sign like opening pickles. But I'm naked a lot. I'm not hurrying to the bathroom, covering myself up. I'm.
All right, Abe, go ahead. You're on the air. You're on with Amy Schumer, and then I'll let you out of here. We've kept you locked up for an hour. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Hey, Howard. Hey, now.
Hey, Abe.
Amy, just a question and a comment.
Okay.
Number one, what is it you do for a living? And number two, I'm looking forward to seeing you appear on a carton of milk.
Okay.
What does that mean? That's an insult.
He's insulting
He wants me
her.
to be.
Yeah.
He wants me to be.
I saw you on the Charlie Sheen roast. I didn't think you were funny at all.
Okay.
Oh, come on. She was so funny.
Oh, yeah. Her joke about...
what about her talking about her dad? How much darker does this get?
Oh, yeah, the joke that she made about Steve-O's buddy.
That was not a bad joke.
You're upset about that.
Well, let's talk about it.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about it. What made you upset about me saying that joke? Let's talk about it.
I thought it was tasteless.
It hurt your feelings. You thought it was too
No,
soon.
it didn't hurt my feelings. I just really thought it was tasteless.
Okay, you're completely entitled to feel that way. I didn't say it with any malintent. I didn't think that it was going to hurt anyone's feelings, but I understand you feeling that way. That's okay.
Okay. I mean, I'll tell you this. You're cute as hell. I'd love to bang you.
Thank you.
Well,
that
hey,
means the
that's
world.
nice.
That's something.
That means the world.
By the way, I
Thank
should
you.
tell you, this guy is Anthony Jeselnik, the guy you date. Yeah, so go ahead, Pat. Pat, you're on
Hey, how you doing, Howard?
Hey, now.
Amy, you were on a roast a while ago, and you did a joke about leg braces. It was the funniest thing. And
thanks.
What one was
I
that?
think you're the greatest comedian, and I'm glad you're getting, the recognition you deserve. And Howard, I love you, 20-year listener plus.
Thanks, Pat.
And thanks for getting me through every day.
All right, Pat. Thank
you.
What was the joke
I just
that Pat
said
started
I
about?
wasn't a good-looking kid, but then the old story, I finally got the braces off of my legs, and that's it. But that's really nice.
Well, Amy, I wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
It was great having you here.
Thank you for having me here. This
the
is a
album
dream.
is called Cutting. I enjoyed your performance on Charlie Sheen Roast,
Thank
and
you.
I wanted to meet you, and I'm glad you came in. I think you're great.
Thank you.
Amy Schumer's album Cutting is available now on iTunes. Don't miss Amy November 5th at the Varsity Theater in Minneapolis. It's going to be a big show.
Well, there's a theater.
Big show.
You sell your own merchandise after the show?
Yes, it's the worst.
Is that the most embarrassing part of being a comedian nowadays?
It's like the red light district.
In other words, you get off the
You're
show.
up on the stage.
I mean, you're on the stage, you're the big star, and then you what? You walk to the back of the club.
Peddling my wares. It's
you
so
stand there-
humiliating.
Can you get someone to maybe do that for you, or
Yeah, but then, then
what
it's-
items do you have that you sell?
Oh, I just sell a CD.
Just a CD? No T-shirts?
CD and my hypercolor T-shirts, my
Your clothing
boxers.
line?
Yeah, no, I've got
So
nothing else.
do you have a booth? You set up a little
No,
booth,
they'll have like some table and they'll just have my CDs there waiting for me.
and you'll sit there.
And I sign it. Yeah.
And do you bring change and things with you so you can?
I'm the worst.
Yeah.
Like when I did the Last Comic Standing tour, I sold a CD that I would just burn on my computer and I would sell it for $5. And sometimes I wouldn't have any more CDs, so I would sell like the cookies that they left in the green room. But
That's
no,
funny.
I'm not good at marketing myself.
Is it worth how much extra money can you make a night? Is it worth the humiliation of sitting there and having to sell your own CD?
I can make an extra $700 a weekend,
Oh, wow.
and that's a lot. That's a lot of money for me.
That's big money.
But it really doesn't feel worth it. It
Yeah.
is a horrifying, embarrassing thing.
Do you bring your own credit card machine? I mean, how does it work financially? Like, how do you
No.
like? Let's say someone
I'm
buys.
standing there.
If someone buys, I don't know how much a CD is. How much is $20?
Yeah.
And they say, "Look, I have 100. Can you break it?"
I'll say no. Can you go to the bar? Sometimes
see.
people be like, I have to go to an ATM, and then they leave their date there with me, and they're like, "So, where do you go next?" And I'm like, "I want to kill myself."
Now you've got to
I wanna-
entertain this person.
It's because you've just expended so much energy. You know,
Yeah.
you put so much of yourself into it. The last thing you want to do when you leave is that, so right after the show, I have to be
Also,
like tap dancing.
I would think, to build up your star quality, to see after you've killed on stage and you've done your thing, to be sitting there
Yeah.
hawking your wares, so to speak.
It's not good.
Wouldn't it be good if the club could just provide someone for all the comics that would sell? I guess you can.
But then people feel like it's mean and they want a picture and they want to meet you. So it's like,
Right.
okay,
All
I'm like,
right.
let me do that. These people came out, they spent their weekend night with me. But I don't know. Sometimes it wouldn't be as hard if people didn't have
Believe
all
me.
the backhanded compliments.
After my show, I stand in the Sirius lobby. I'm selling CDs too. Amy Schumer's album Cutting is available now on iTunes. And by the way, for all things Amy, go to amyschumer.com. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you
Amy.
so much.
That was fun.
Thank you so much.
I had a good time. I
Oh
hope you
man,
did.
so did I. Thank you
Great
so
meeting
much.
you.
Amazing meeting you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
a lot of fun.
Thanks a lot.
You're so funny.
Ooh, thank you.
I get the. I used to get the. Hey man, your teeth aren't that big, and I'd be like, thanks.
Yeah, you're like, oh wow, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Amy, I knew the whole time you were doing
knew I was
that
gonna say
great
that.
adventure story. I was only there twice. I was like, this is gonna be it.
But we were so excited. But I was just like, we were like, hey, what? Oh, we were excited, and we have the picture because we sat right behind you. So there's a picture of us with you on the screen
that's
machine.
hysterical.
Yeah, it was really
Oh, my
ridiculous.
goodness. Well, you were great.
Thank
I love
you.
the roast
Thank
stuff.
you.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
You too. Thank you so
Okay.
much for having me.
Amy, well done
Hi.
today.
Yeah, was it good?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Usually, you can sort of gauge it, I think, by how long you're in the studio for.
Oh, do some people go in and out?
Yeah.
But that was good though.
Yeah, that was nice.
Oh, good.
A nice slow roast, an hour.
An hour.
You really cooked in there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm glad that there was one caller that was mad because it was like, okay, good, so it's not all just fun and games. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you got the full Stern Show experience.
Yeah.
Now, why is coming here like the mecca for comedians? Because Howard's not a stand-up
that?
guy.
I think just because he's so honest, he doesn't blow any smoke. So, if he likes you, he really likes you. He doesn't need to pretend.
Right, so he's not shticky like some terrible comedian.
Yeah, he doesn't need anything from anybody. So it really comes just from a place of him enjoying what you do. So it's like the biggest compliment.
Cool. And I look forward to your next appearance, and hopefully we can talk more about uncircumcised Frenchmen.
Yeah, let's get back to that.
Yeah, I wanted to know more.
Let's get back to the rape.
Casey's on the phone. You remember Casey? You used to work here.
Oh, Casey Armstrong?
Yeah, Casey Armstrong. You're doing very well.
Always love to hear from Casey.
Yes, Casey.
Howard.
Hey, man.
Hey, brother. How you doing, man?
What's happening?
Hey, listen to me. I got this thing on demand. They put it on, like, the Cablevision.
Yeah.
And, you guys had an episode where all you guys took your shirts off, and I have made critiques on each one.
Did we do that? When did we do that?
When was that?
It must have been older.
No, it wasn't. It was after I left. It was. It must have been like a year ago or something like that. I don't know.
I don't remember that.
Didn't you leave
Robin,
like
how are
10
you?
years
You're
ago?
very sexy.
After he left. Yeah, okay, go ahead real quick because I got to get the news.
Okay, ready? All right, here you go. I'll do it quick. Howard, first of all, I'll start with positive, all right? You have a good back.
Right.
Your back is nice.
Thank you.
But you got cow nipples. You have huge nipples.
Me?
Yeah. Did
No,
you know
I
that?
don't. I have a nice chest.
Yeah, no, but your nipples are huge. They're like cow udders.
No, you got the wrong guy, man.
Well, dude, your nipples are big, and Sal has big nipples, too.
Really? Gee, I never thought of myself
I
as big.
didn't think
I
about
always
that.
see myself as a small nipple. Are you sure you were looking at me?
I'm positive, brother.
Maybe my nipples don't photograph well.
They photograph big.
Yeah, because I kind of have small ones.
No, you have big nipples.
By the way, is Casey gay or what?
Yeah, what are you doing? Evaluating their bodies.
No guy ever looked at my nipples before.
and came away with that.
I might be a gay. I don't know. But, but I can tell you something. Fred is looking amazing.
Right.
No, he's jacked up. He's got he's got a great chest. He's got good arms.
Right.
Right. I mean, have you?
Wow.
He's like intimidating this guy.
This is so weird, this call, isn't it? This is a weird call, Casey, but go ahead.
No, it's a good call. You complimented me.
Well, yeah, okay, but still, it's weird.
But all right, I'm going through it. Richard, he actually has a good. He looks like a lumberjack. You know what I mean? But he has a huge gut.
No, he's super ripped
Yeah, he
now.
got thin.
He's thin and ripped.
No, he doesn't look that bad. Well, I guess it might have been a while ago.
Yeah, it
But
was.
Sal has a lot of fat deposits on the side of his chest,
Right.
and he has good vascularity in his shoulders.
Do you care, Robin?
This is ridiculous.
What the hell?
I gotta tell you, I'm as baffled as you.
Yeah, I'm freaked out, dude. Anybody else you want to talk about? Hey, man, how about the last time I saw you? You look bloated. So what's up with that?
Steroids?
Was it juice?
Yeah, man.
You still doing that?
Water.
You're still doing juice?
I'm 185 right now.
185 means you're big or small?
Dude, when you saw me, I was probably 230.
Oh, wow.
It's either that or AIDS. I'm not sure.